Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jamfête Live. So, guys, tonight we're going to be talking about the Olympics again. We're going to be looking at, the performances that took place. Hold on, the computer got unplugged. We're going to look at the performances that took place over the last evening. A number of disappointments as well. But yeah, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be asking a few questions as well in our Olympic quiz tonight. And the winner will get $1,000 credit, courtesy of Jamfête and Jamfête Live. So greetings to everyone. Please share the live, guys. Please share out the live. Tell me if you notice anything new and different about our channel. If you notice anything new and different, let me know, guys. Let me know. All right. My analyst Jermaine is coming. Jermaine Forrester, who you guys met. Last night or night before last? Might have been night before last. He's coming back to talk Olympics, all the issues and all the different points. He's gonna be joining me in a moment. But let me greet some people who are already here. Moy and Matt, Jamaican French family, is in the house. Greetings, Moy and Matt. Welcome. That girl pretty. Welcome, 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 guys. Welcome. Good day, lovely, says that girl pretty. The Jamaican Canadian family is here as well. The Jamaican family in Canada saying bless up. Congratulations on the 1K sub. Thank you very much. And mine Matt saying I spy. Moy, what do you spy? I spy the super chat button. Yes, Moy, we're out and bad. We're stunting. We're stunting. It was a long journey. 5 months of sometimes sleepless night. I cuss out YT because they might take one of my subscribers and all these things. But I am quite pleased that I have arrived in the promised land. And guys, it feels good. It feels so good. So congrats on that 1K, bro. Wish you many more blessings, says that girl Prinny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Still Uncut is here as well, saying congrats, Jamfête. Yes, but this is something now. Guys, super chat button. I just had to do that. I just had to do that. I just had to bring my pop cover to the show. So still Uncut saying congrats, Jamfête. Thank you so much, still. Thank you so much. Moy says congrats to the viral king. Yes, Moy and Matt, French Jamaican family. So we have the Jamaican Canadian family and we have the French Jamaican family. You see, we're international. Still Uncut greeting Moy and Prinny, Empress and Chris Lifestyle. Empress, don't go anywhere because we're giving away $1,000 credit in our quiz tonight. We're going to ask a few questions later, and they're going to be about the Olympics. Though. It's all going to be about the Olympics, past, present, and future. So the winner will get $1,000 credit, courtesy of Jamfête, whether it's what you call it, Lime, Flow, or Digicel. So Empress says, congrats again, Jamfête. Whoop, whoop. Yes, Empress, pop cover, tambourine, and all these things. We need a tambourine, guys. We need a tambourine. Badu, Black Music saying, congrats, Jamfête. Keep pushing forward, onwards. My pastor used to say, forward ever, backward never. Badu. So we say. So we say, thank you so much. You seem so happy, says Still Uncut. I'm happy. Me just happy like cut post. We can't keep a serious face. It feels good, Still Uncut. It feels really good. You know, to get to the promised land. It feels good. It feels good. You soon get there, man. Boy, and Matt Still Uncut. Empress Annie says Still Uncut Charles Lifestyle. Whoa! Top cover. Charms Lifestyle contributing €5 super chat. Charm is my first super chatter. Charms Lifestyle, thank you so much, my dear. Me and Charm I come from far because, as a matter of fact, I created the channel in 2019 and it was just there. And so Charm said to me, say, Charm said to me, say, you know, she started her YouTube channel. Why me not do mine? I'm saying, you know, me did not do one, but I'm not really ready yet. And so Charm started to push me, you know, to get going. And so I did. And Charm, she teach me the ropes, to be honest. She teach me the ropes, whether it's about live stream, whether it's about, you know, all of the different things that you need to know to grow your channel. So Charm was my first little boo. So here she is, giving me €5 in super chat. Thank you so much, Charms Lifestyle. Thank you so much. Guys, if you don't have her, make sure you connect to her. Very good supporter. Mai says, I kind of stush pat cover that job. Mai, we can't find Dutchy, friends. We cannot find Dutchy. The only person we know of Dutchy is, same thing, Carleen. Good night, Jamfête family, says Sebastian Louise. Sebastian is the only person we know with a proper Dutch pot in France. So me have to use my pressure cooker hand and the other and that's a pot cover. So I saw it go. So Charms, thank you again, my dear. Thank you so much. We can't sleep now, Charm. Charms, Ray, super chat. Yes. Jermaine is waiting backstage, guys. Let me find out if he might come up now or if he. He's going to be coming up a little bit later on, talk Olympics, and we're going to be giving away some $1,000 worth of credit. The Sassy Diva is here. Greetings, Sassy Diva. Welcome, welcome. Charms, hey, viral queen. Charms are the viral queen. I'm the viral king. I have to go pop the question, one of them there. Congrats, says the Sassy Diva. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sassy Diva. Well, I think I should get this credit because I'm here from day one. Please, please. Well, thank you very much, Carleen and Sebastian Louise. Thank you. You were there from day one. That's true. Supported. I remember the day I take our phone and I subscribed to about 50 people. Carleen said, Jamfette, I see some things coming up on my phone there. I don't know why. Let me your phone, let me do something, Carleen. She don't know what me I did. Me go on my Sassy J, Z-Million, every channel name I could have think of. Me go and me just take her phone and me just subscribe. So, so Sassy Diva, welcome. Welcome, my dear. My saying hello. Where is Jermaine? Him there. He is here. He's backstage. So he's coming, man. He's coming. He's coming. Hey, my Silent Empress Titan official is here as well. Gamatics, greetings to you. Welcome. Welcome, 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 one and all. It's a Monday night, and you know, we monetize and all these things, guys. We monetize and all these things. Watch out for the celebration. It's not normal. It is not going to be normal. Big up yourself, Charm, says Moy and Matt. Big up yourself. Here we have Jamfête, Ragashante, and Tambourine. Empress, you can't send me one tambourine. UPS me one tambourine, man. So, guys, my guests are coming up in like 1 minute and 20 seconds. Please don't mash up the pressure pot. Charms Lifestyle, another €5. Thank you, Charles, for that super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Charms Lifestyle, that is what? €10 worth of super chat. Charms Lifestyle has contributed to our channel. Thank you so much. I'm going to say a very pleasant evening to Mr. Jermaine Forrester and Miss Latoya Clark. They are going to be with me tonight to talk about the Olympics and all these things. Latoya, welcome to Jamfête Live.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Hi everyone on Jamfête. Hi.
And Jermaine a spin light gig. Jermaine is spinning round and round. When it reach, let me see. Just going through the rest of the comments. Mine says, welcome everyone. Please remember to give the host a thumbs up as you enter. CDE TV, the general who helped with push me over the promised land like Joshua. CDE is in the house. Thank you so much, CDE. Charm, come. Listen, Charm just come out with the bank book. Charm just have back out our money, sir. Thank you so much, Charms Lifestyle, for that €10 contribution. Charm, me say I watched a 4-hour African movie last night. Empress, you love the African movie like Charm? Me did tell him about Sherika yesterday. Me know what I was talking about. All right, let us start with what Sherika. Latoya, welcome to the program. What happened yesterday with Sherika?
Jermaine.
I don't know if Jermaine is here. Jermaine, you here?
I mean, all right, until Jay comes.
I'm not hearing him. Jermaine, fix your phone again.
Jermaine, fix your mic or something.
Fix your mic again. So guys, right. For those of you who may or may not know, Sherika Jackson got eliminated in the not even semi-final in the heat of the 200 meters. So all those who are looking for a clean sweep for the first time in the sprints, that's not gonna happen. So let's hear what Latoya have to say. Is it careless? Is it overconfidence? What really happened with Sherika?
The reason why I said Jermaine, are we going to start there? Because Sherika is Jermaine's baby, right?
Mm.
So he has his, notations on her and everything. But yeah, I will give my take on it also. No, it wasn't careless. No, it wasn't tiring. A lot of people keep saying, oh, she was tired. A lot of people keep saying she was careless, and stuff like that. For once, I mean, a lot of us, Jermaine says he's not hearing a thing.
Yeah.
A lot of us thought that we would
Jermaine, come out and go back. Oh, but he's not hearing it. Let's see if we can write to him.
A lot of us thought that we would have achieved another 1, 2, 3 that we got in the 100, which is a great idea and a great thought.
Right.
I would say that I had the thought too. However, when it is that Sherika did her interview, after she did that 100-meter interview, things start clicking in the head. And stuff. And seeing her going out jogging says that it was not careless. A quarter miler have strength, and for Sherika, we know Sherika to be a great quarter miler. So we know that she have great strength.
And now she has a lot more speed.
And therefore, if she could have been in the final, right? Because if you notice, 90 meters down, Sharika was in second. Right? Sharika was in second place. And she just starts dressing back, regressing, going backwards. You saw the shoulders not going forward. Instead, it's going backward. Sharika didn't even lean. So for me, it's not careless. For me, it was deliberate.
You think so?
Deliberate. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Why would you say that? Because
200 meters is Sharika B. They said, why would I say that?
Right. Why would you say that? Like, you're saying that she deliberately wanted to be eliminated, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Dufus Family Channel. Welcome, 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 my friend. Empress, say what one? Ads now work. Empress, you sure? Did anybody else see ads when they came in? Let me know. Let me know if you saw the ads, guys. Latoya is chipping in and out a bit. Yeah, ads are on.
I don't know.
Ads are on.
You said I'm freezing because you're chipping in and out. So I'm kind of hearing you now and then I'm not hearing you again. You want me to try to come out and come back in?
Yeah, try that. Guys, if I get the ads on the try, go out and come back in and let me know. Or somebody try and do it and let me know if it's working, but it should be on. Jermaine still having some. Alright, man, you're Jermaine now. No. Alright, the last one was working, Jermaine, but not this one. Hey, Nicole to the Dufa, says Sassy Diva. They told her not to run, says Sassy. Really? Only really think so that? But why though? Like, I don't understand. Like, why would she not? Why would they not want her to run? That don't make no sense to me. When she clearly had a chance to not only medal but to even, I think she would have challenged because, as we say, she have the speed and she has the strength. So I don't know why she wouldn't want to qualify. That I don't see how that would have made sense. Jermaine still a spin. Sassy says, Sassy, if you want to come up, you can, you know. Let me drop the link. Anybody who wants to start Olympics with us. Yes, they told her not to run. You could see it in her body language, says Sassy. But why though? Nasty no ad, says Empress. And I said, for my friend, them always a fight me, you know, so. Where's this one? Alright. Having some technical difficulties, guy. She didn't push to qualify, but I'm thinking that she didn't push because she realized that she thought she didn't see the others over the other side. That's what I'm just thinking. All right, Ty Dan saying nothing no ads, Empress no ads, nobody nothing no ads. Sassy says that's not Sherrick at all. She's a fighter from start to finish, so something definitely was wrong, says Sassy. So, all right, CDE TV has joined us. Jermaine is trying to join us again, and I don't see Latoya at all.
Jamfête, they should turn on the ads.
Yeah, man, me go back. It wasn't on, but we turn it on now.
Hold on.
Check again for me. All right. go out and come back and still no ads says Empress. But me I look on it and it says ads on, so.
I think the problem is because the live started already.
Yeah.
And time you turn it on after it starts, I don't think you're going to actually get it. I did it before.
Okay, but it doesn't show up before, does it?
Yeah, man, you can set once you set the live, you can go in and turn on the ads before.
Mm.
Yeah, but Sherry can never really run to try qualify. None at all.
Yeah, but what would that?
A whole heap of things because she have the other two events to run to, you know. So
Which two events?
She have the she now the 400 and she have the relay for though.
Or the 4x1 and the 4x4.
Yeah, man, she have both really.
Come on. Nobody.
No. You have to look here. You
No,
have
but
to know.
nobody
You have to
prefers
know.
relays are always seen as brothers. If you give any athlete
No.
or even the coaches, they're gonna tell you that they prefer to do the individual. No?
Jamfête, if you understand what was going on before with leading up, there was a lot of problems in the camp with who fit up on the team and who can make which team and whatnot. So there are
Right.
still problems that we not knowing about. That what happened yesterday just prove it further now that there's something going on. Because she just never try push. She was.
Well, if that is the case, if that really is the case, me would have banned her to represent Jamaica forever. If that's the case.
No, you don't know if it's a
strategy.
It can be a coach's strategy, you don't know.
Yeah, but then the coach and no, we wouldn't agree with that.
All right, let me show you. Let me give you another point. You know what would have drawn more attention to us?
Okay, Sassy. No,
you know what?
First 15 minutes of the race, she completely shut down. You know, I haven't seen the race. I've been looking for it and I haven't seen it. Because me and the French TV, it's struggling to get proper coverage this year on France television. All right, so Moy and Matt says the ads are now on. Okay. So one person says ads.
Them
You're
getting
supposed
ads.
to see whether the live start or not. So I said, Diva, yes, me get
Let
ads
me refresh
now.
again and come back.
All right, so it's on now. All right, guys, thank you so much. Me still a novice in this thing. They can't ban her, as Stephen Francis call it, you know.
Look here, there's a lot of coaches' strategy that them use. You don't know what is going on behind the scenes, and that could have been instruction.
Francis has a tendency of pulling his athletes from events, because even he used to coach. How he used to coach Asafa, and people were like, "Why does Asafa not run more 200?" But it was just Francis who decided, or
him had both Shelley and Elaine at one point or the other. So there was always a conflict between the two of them.
Elaine left and came back.
You try coach, coach one to beat the other. Where is it on this one?
Hello?
Guys, share the live. Remember to give me a thumbs up as you come in, guys. Shane and the family. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Shane. Congrats on your 1K. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Go on Pink Wall on Instagram, no man. We tell you from yesterday.
What about Sassy?
She said the mix-up is on Pink Wall about Elaine and
Yeah, but on a Pink Wall, that is a known fact from years ago. I don't just know. It's a known fact from years ago, you know. It's just because it might look too bad that they're not going to greet them one another on screen after a race, but it's a long time them not too into each other.
Yeah, but it wasn't this bad before CDE.
All right, remember 2000, when was it? 2008, 2012?
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you so much. 2008.
Shelley won 2008, right? And then defended 2012.
Right.
And then 2016, Elaine beat her.
Right. So maybe she.
See, from that point, them had a little thing going. And both of them were in the same camp under Stephen Francis. And Stephen Francis, even so, they come out and explain the whole thing. Or Tracy came out and said the whole thing.
Hmm.
The two of them, if Stephen Francis have the two of them are training at the same camp and hiding from each other, how you have the two top athletes and try to train one to beat the other? How that makes sense?
But how are you going to do otherwise, CDE?
No, then one of the no.
Jermaine, you hearing us? Or Latoya? You have to shield them. Remember, it's all down to money to, you notice like even when you're
Shield them
having
from who? From each other?
You have to, CDE, it's also a question of money. Because if you notice, sometimes you might have one athlete running at a particular event. Let's say, for example, you have Elaine and Shakari as the two rivals. You might have an event where Elaine is going to run the 100 and Shakari will run the 200, and they shield themselves from each other because for them to clash, there has to be a bigger money on the table. That's how it goes. Even if they're in the same camp, so you could not make them face each other.
So why are they not hitting at Diamond League?
Sassy says the race we are talking about CDE. Why are they not? Because not all Diamond League sponsors can afford all the clashes. Like Elaine Thompson, Diamond League fee just double based on her race. Ren's style.
I don't know if you guys were watching one of the interviews that they did with Elaine. I think it was after the 100. Or after one of the 200 heats. Shelly walked directly right behind her, While she was there being interviewed, Shelly walked right behind her.
Yeah, but we know so them a beef for a while now. That is clear.
Yeah.
But it didn't start yesterday, and they were always cordial in front of the media, even if they might be backstage,
I think funny.
Meg's done. Greetings. Tiffany Nation has entered as well. Welcome, greetings to Tiffany. That competition career look well. Their performance since they switched. They get to shine now, says Renzi. So I think Renzi is saying that now that Shelly gone, they're shining better. Natalia is still there? Jermaine? They're muted. Shane says, bro, congrats. I see you putting in the work while I'm feeling like you. Whitey just sick and tired of being all over the place. When I was at your stage, I just want to get to my 1K. But now I so agree with you, Shane and the family. Believe me. It's like a relief, Grace Comedy is here. Hi, everyone. Says
Big up yourself, Megson, for the super chat.
That's so true, Renzi. Stephen love hold on athletes. That's why him and Glenn Mills can't get along, says Sassy Diva. And Meg's dance just contributed $5. Megs, you get the pot cover. Thank you for that contribution. Thank you for that super chat, Meg's dance music. Thank you so much. Big up to Grace Comedy. Renzi says, remember Shelley left Stephen Francis because of issues. That means who he coaches will be rivals. Also, think about sports day when we're running with friends. They are any other day, maybe a week. That's true. I mean, when we're rivals, we now go.
Yeah, look here. Sports day is totally different from this because this is not just now. This has been years.
Yes, but they've always congratulated each other after every race. That's my point,
I said I was going to do a video on it. Them say a picture tells a thousand different stories.
Right.
there are a number of camera shots that captured when Elaine went across the line from many different angles and different points at when she went across the line. And in every one of those pictures, it's just unfortunate. It showed Shelly's face looking away.
Yeah. Sherika too.
Yeah.
And Sherika and Elaine in the same club.
It just unfortunate that the
I mean,
image
what's going on
captured.
with Jermaine today? So, Sassy, we don't know what happened to Jermaine, and now we lose Latoya as well. Thanks for the super chat, says Charm. That's from Next Dan. Thank you,
Jermaine
Next Dan.
same camera not coming up.
Stephen Francis is an excellent coach, nonetheless. Okay. Don't give up, bro. It's a long road ahead. Indeed, Shane. Forward ever, backward never, we say. I feel like giving up every day. Megs, Don McGee, says Grace Kennedy. Grace Comedy. And Sassy said, excellent, but him also bad man. Him going like him a God. That is true. That is true.
Okay, now
Always cause one problem. That is for sure. Jermaine has reached. Jermaine, the helicopter from the land.
can I tell you? I had to change my device, so.
All right.
Don't it expensive phone and still have to change my device.
So, Jermaine, Latoya made a serious claim earlier.
Yeah.
And she getting support from Sassy and other people saying Sherika never want to qualify.
I don't agree with that.
I am thinking that she just didn't see that the others were coming.
Me personally, it's not even about not seeing that. I think she's just overconfident. It was just a matter of, you know what? We must make top 3. You understand? Because if you saw Elaine had the same approach, the only difference was that Elaine made sure she was clear in third. Versus
this is the first thing they told you.
No. They both had different approaches, boss.
No man, they had the same approach. They had the same approach. And I watched the race 10 million times.
Well, if you watch a race, it's something that they tell you when they're doing the heats for the 200. You always run the first 100 and you relax the last 100. Once you see that you're in pace.
No, but if you look at Elaine's race,
Sherika would have thought that she would have had the momentum to just shut down and
No.
There are 2 things you must put into consideration, 2 things you have to put in consideration. Number 1, Elaine was in the middle of the field, so she could gauge everybody. Sherika is all the way out in lane 1. So when Sherika goes bam and she makes that stride and she looks, because remember, she wasn't passed until the last, 2 meters of it, not even the last stride, as you can put it. That you changed too.
You had to change. Yeah, man.
So
Perfect.
Sherika eased back. Remember, if Sherika had just been upright, she would have made it. All she had to do was stay upright. So it was a misjudgment on her part. So you can't knock her. No, let me not say you can't knock her. You can't say she never did walk around.
Sherika is not a beginner athlete. I mean, she has.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Okay.
It was a mistake. That's what it was.
So why I say is Germany supposed to talk?
Right. Yeah, because
if you go back to history,
based on her post that she made on Instagram, it seemed like she admitted that it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. It was. Listen, just
Germany.
because you're experienced doesn't mean that.
Germany, me not
your
have it.
experience doesn't mean that.
Turn on your TV, Germany.
Oh, turn on TV. Just because you're a professional doesn't mean you're prone to making error. You're not prone to making errors. If you watch the race carefully, that is it. She didn't even look across. She just thought, listen, I am safe. Because let's be real. The last glance that she made, she clearly was in second. She wasn't even in third, she clearly was in second. So when she goes, she's like, all right, cool, I got this. And then what happened after that?
Welcome, y'all. Flex.
Let me ask you this question. Do you recall the error in judgment, even though she won, that Shelly-Ann made to start celebrating before she reached the line?
When was that?
Some years ago, 2010.
10?
Is that no, it's not so far back.
2015.
2015 or 16, one of those years.
2015, yes.
She
When
celebrated.
Shippers almost catch her.
Right, she celebrated before she reached the line. And you remember the bashing our coach give her not to mention the entire globe.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah, but all right.
Jermaine.
So from that point, we're not gonna excuse nobody. We're not gonna excuse nobody for the
You
mistake.
all know some athletes, there's a mind game involved where they're trying to qualify and trying to show that they're not making much effort in qualifying. There's a mind game involved as well.
Nonsense. Reach the line and celebrate. Reach the line and celebrate.
No, CD, let me tell you this. Who on God's earth would have thought that there would have been 3 people, even if Sherika jogged? That would have been 3 people that would have beaten her in that heat. It was the weakest heat. You could arguably say that. She literally, apart from Antonique Strawn, who was killing it, you expected that even if she in her mind, what the instruction was, go through this as easy as possible.
Right,
Elaine did the same thing.
Right, hold on. You just confirm what we are saying.
Jermaine,
Jermaine just confirm what we're saying.
Jermaine, you know SJ. You know SJ. Remember SJ, what SJ did at All Comers Meet, where SJ mashed up the 300 and like everybody was saying yes. And then SJ just pull her brakes and stop completely. Now SJ started running the race when the gun go off and jogging. If SJ want to be, if SJ want to be in that semifinals, okay, fine, you're jogging. When it is that SJ got down, SJ jogged the whole race, Jermaine. That is my problem. And that is the reason why, hold on.
It was an error on her part.
Error on her part. Jermaine, I would have called it an error on her part if she came third. If she came third, Jermaine, I would have called it error on her part. The reason being,
there's rum in my cup. I have time for this all day.
I can't feed all day because I've been waiting. What I'm saying.
Latoya, if we're honest, even when she did the 100 meters, she never ever tried to win her heats.
Exactly. That has been Sherika's mood
all the time.
Exactly, but Jermaine, exactly. She did not run to win.
There's a difference. There's a difference with the 100.
There's a difference between how she handled the rounds for the 100 and what she did. She jogged from the gun start. She didn't run the first 100 and jog the last 100. She jogged from its start. SJ don't even jog when she run 400. SJ was a sacrificial lamb. I mean, now take it back.
I don't believe that. I just think it was a misjudgment. I just think it's a misjudgment. Me, I'm not
in this day and age without misjudgment like that.
I'm sure the coach must know, sir, Jackson can beat having run against Miller Weber, and she beat them. I'm sure the coach is thinking Jackson can do something in the finals. So
let me say this. Even though Elaine ran 21-6, I still have Jackson for win. I still said if Jackson was in that final, she probably would have won still. I may be tricked a bit but I still have it.
And that is the reason why it was not an error on her part. Jay, I was just about to say, you had tipped her to beat Elaine, and that is the reason why it was never an error on her part. Go back to her interview, and I said this in her message. Go back to her interview that she did after getting that bronze medal in the 100. She said, watch for me, the 100 is going to be lit. If the 100 is going to be lit, I am expecting you to come out. The 200, sorry, is going to be lit. You are expected to come out and lit up the 200. Sherika jogged from the start of the gun. It was never an error on her part. And why it is that her coach didn't come out and bash her like how they bash Elaine? When they put Elaine to beat skippers and Elaine never did do it. Why never name off her head like that? It's the calmest lose that, you know.
But who coached Sherika? Sherika said Steve.
Sherika is Paul. Paul coaches
so why is only Steve alone speaking about it? Why is only Steve saying, oh, she did this? And him now come and go like him feel like some people like us are idiot to insane that.
First of all, remember, Paul is there, so she'll probably get her bashing from Paul over there. Paul is there as a part of the coaching staff. So she'll probably get her bashing. Yes, people
The
will
man-
say, and I do believe a lot of people have it that Sherika was the sacrificial lamb.
Okay.
But I
Honestly,
just
I see
believe
that now.
So you're
Even
still
if-
not admitting that.
I'm still not admitting that, because let me tell you how I would have considered her a sacrificial lamb had she come to the semifinals and did the same thing. There is nothing that says that if you look at the race and you watch the race, Sherika clearly was in second with 10 meters to go. She just didn't pre on her left hand side and realized that them two girls there run for them life. And it was a
Alright,
matter
so hold
of
on,
a
hold on.
misjudgment.
Make we analyze the thing, Jeremy. As a coach would tell any of them athletes, and based on the lane where you get,
Right.
if you're in either the inside lane or the outside lane, naturally your vision going to be off with where the other athletes are. So what do they advise you to do?
They would literally tell you to gauge. So once you come off the curve in a 200, look to your
You
left,
run
look to
through
your
the
right.
tape. You can't
No.
get to look. You run through the tape.
But
Yeah, but
that
not
is
in
it.
the
There's no
heat.
gauging.
Not in the
There's no
heat.
Listen,
gauging.
There are
There's no
certain people
gauging.
you don't tell
I
You're
to
think
outside.
Sherika
You're
is
outside the other lane. You
for
run.
It was an overconfidence thing. Me personally think it's an overconfidence thing. And I have had people come even from last night. People have been messaging me, and I'm saying this isn't even this. You know what a sacrificial lamb looks like. This was literally an error in judgment. You saw it. It was an error in judgment. This is not the first time it happened. It almost cost Asafa in 2009.
I
We're not
cannot call
comparing
it.
Asafa with SJ.
Nobody
SJ
call
was
Asafa
the-
name.
We're not talking about finals. We're talking about
Nobody
heats.
call Asafa name. Do.
I want to know the boss.
Are the choke legend that? I can't bother call Asafa name.
We know that still. We know
No,
that.
but still, I mean, this is I'm not. I can't believe you and Latoya are trying to suggest that you expected Sherika to be running full blaze in the heat of a 200 meters.
I am not expecting Sherika to. I'm not saying I'm expecting Sherika to run full blaze in the heat. All I'm saying, I expected Sherika to do. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm expecting Sherika to do what needs to be done and qualify to the next round. It's the same routine that applies when you run into a 100-meter, like how she just did it. And as you said, she did what she needed to do to qualify to the next round and not win her 100-meter. It's the same rule apply when is that she's full blown in a 400-meter. Run and do what you need to do to qualify. So if that was the instruction to run and do what you need to do to qualify, it means then, if we're saying that she wasn't a sacrificial lamb, it means then that Sherika did not want to run one off. Should I say one off, or should I say her best choice of running 200? That's what. So there's two options.
Latoya, this is the Olympics, you know. It's not like a trials.
Let us be real.
This is the Olympics.
So that
This is
means
what
that
Sherika was running, I would literally be saying 1, 2, 3 right now. If Sherika was running, I would have had it as 1, 2, 3.
So Jamfête, you're saying
that in the Olympics, that's when athletes don't even want to listen to their coach. Athletes are going to run by injury. Look at Tajay.
No.
Jamfête, you're contradicting yourself.
What I'm saying is, maybe, we don't know, the coaching staff might have said to Tajay, sit it out, and he's thinking,
it was Tajay's call. It was his call.
It was his call.
That's what I'm saying. So if the coach is saying to Sherika, don't qualify, me don't know.
And that is why, and that's the reason why I will stick to my point and I will keep it. She was sacrificial. Our coaches is saying that she was instructed to just qualify.
Right.
So therefore she chose to sacrifice herself then? If I never them tell her to sacrifice it, she chose to sacrifice? It's always a choice.
You need a qualification with a proper lane draw as well.
No, you don't. The Jamaicans are that superior. Lane prove it today. Lane 9.
Look here. Lane draw in the East have nothing to do with it. Just once you're a star. You can't be one dull light if you're a star. You have to shine bright.
Megan showed you last night. Elaine showed you today.
Thank you.
Lane have nothing to do with it.
Una lose me with the argument.
But let's get some of what the people in the chat are saying. Hold on.
Renzi said enemy to who?
Renzi says if it takes rivalry for us to get 1, 2, 3, then
That's where the problem
that's
is.
their problem. It's the money.
I don't agree with that. I
Renzi,
don't agree with that.
They're in MVP, but in different sections of MVP. So that's saying
True.
that they're not really.
I explained that. Yeah, I explained that yesterday.
I did explain that yesterday. I don't like the rivals. Says Meg's Don. I don't like the rivals. I know it's part of the sport, but I don't like it in this sport. Says Meg's Don. Sassy Diva says every Olympic and World Championship in cause problem.
In wait this time though.
it surprised me this time around.
This is what Renzi says. Sharika just misjudged the race because you're talking about big money.
Renzi, misjudging. Renzi, if I may say, misjudging the race, and we're talking about money, then are two different things. That is two different things because if we're talking about money, you want to be in that. You want to be in the finals.
Yeah, man, for money. Yeah.
For money, you want to be in the finals.
Me could try address this thing properly. Is it that we're saying she misjudged the race because she never go run, or
No.
she wait? So we are trying to jump it. Explain the fact that
she said she misjudged the race in that she thought she had done enough to qualify.
Exactly.
All right, so hold on. If we go back to the Talu 100-meter heat,
right?
Why you bring that up?
You would have thought she won the medal.
Why bring up Talu for?
It's the perfect example.
But you can misjudge in two different ways, you know. Talu misjudges because sometimes she puts in effort that she doesn't need to. For example, 10.78 in the first round, when you're clearly ahead of everybody. That's misjudging, but that's too much. Sharika's misjudging yesterday was another misjudging. I think I have it in the bag. I just need top 3. Lane don't matter. I am probably better than 20 of the 24 people in this race. All right, let me shut it off. Those are two different levels of misjudging.
What would you call it? Is Sharika come out again and do the same thing in the next event?
I don't think Sharika gonna do that again. Once bitten, twice shy. I think she will not.
It happened to Usain Bolt in his first Olympics, and a lot of people came out on him when they said that he didn't try to fight through to the line to qualify.
No, but Usain Bolt was coming off of an injury, and secondly, Usain Bolt was 17. You expect that from a 17-year-old.
So okay, 4 of us is here. I say she was a sacrificial lamb. Jermaine says she misjudged it. CD and me, CD are saying the same things. It's a sacrifice, right, CD?
Yeah. Them tell her for just.
Jamfête is saying that I find it hard to imagine.
You are undecisive, Jamfête.
Because if that is the case, me ban her for life.
But look here. I am going to keep what I said because I'm not going to change it because I thought of it. I said it to you, Jermaine, from it happened. I said it to you. So my thought now will change. However, what I also said to you is that after Elaine comes and either do two things, break the world record for the 200 or come 5/100 of a second lower than the world record for the 200, then we're going to see the shine of Sharika Jackson in the 1 and the 2. When we do see that, then Jamfette and then Jermaine, you will agree with me and CD that she was sacrificial. That's my take, and it's done with Sharika.
So you're saying that this is just to the glory of Elaine. That's what you're saying.
We know Frano, and if you know Frano very well, Frano is pushing his own agenda, and Frano is doing what he does best. Prove to people that he is who he is.
The only thing I would.
Not even the head coach over there so much talk like Frano.
Thank you so much.
The only thing I will agree is this. We've seen Frano do this already. In 2015, when he said, listen, Shelly, take your reins over there, so Elaine, go over there, so.
It's not new.
I think Sharika is the only person that can beat Elaine right now.
And that's the reason why. But Jermaine, and because you think that and you know that, and I saying that, that's the reason why I keep my stance and say thus. Because he doesn't want for Sharika to beat Elaine and take the light away from her.
But
because
Jermaine,
the never see what comes.
But Jermaine, if you're going to say that as a sticking point, then I find it that you're contradicting what you're trying to say because
it's not contradicting, you know. I'm just saying that for me personally, going based on the points, I know that Stephen Francis will have that up his sleeve. But I am saying Stephen Francis could have also done something like give Elaine her glory and just go back for the trifecta again.
When I know, so the only reason why Stephen Francis is probably not the head coach is because nobody can talk to him.
Yeah.
No, we know that. Stephen was offered that job. In 2009, Stephen was offered that job. He turned it down.
Who runs MVP?
Stephen Francis.
Stephen Francis runs
Stephen
MVP.
Francis, MVP.
Right, MVP.
Of the national team?
No, the national team is Maurice Wilson.
Maurice Wilson of the national
team. Oh, that's the job
national, yeah. Okay. He was offered that job. He was offered that job.
Let's try and catch up with the chat. Germany, did you watch her body language after the first 50 meters of the race? She was jogging right through the race. Even when the two girls passed her, she kept jogging. Says Sassy. Yard Flex is in the building. That is no mistake, says Sassy. So Sassy agrees with Latoya and CDE. DJ Family TV has entered the building as well. Welcome. Sassy, anyways, enough of shit. Latoya, I'll be back next week. Looking for the goal in the 800. That was no error. I didn't tell her not to run. Trev Essence is here as well. Trev Essence.
So basically, most people believe that she should just sacrifice herself.
That's what they're saying.
Jermaine, you so have to come back and say, Lati, me see what you say. Me have to tell you when you say it, you see what me say.
So based on this then, are we saying that we're not going to give her a run in the 4x1?
No, she's definitely running the 4x1.
No, what you say, CD, and now she actually run the 4x1. Because she come out big and bold and say she now run the heat. So baby girl, you don't have no problem because you're well recovered.
Right.
You're well recovered. Your leg is well recovered.
Said she wasn't going to run the heats on the relay?
She said she wasn't. That wasn't the plan to run the heats, but we need somebody of the big three to run the heats. I know Shelly. One of them have to run the heats.
And she said she not run it, and Shelly said she wasn't. And Elaine said it's after we have. No, but Elaine said after we have done our individual jobs, the relay is a teamwork, and then if it comes to the point that there's nothing else and nobody else, then I will do it. So
I think because Elaine is probably going for that world record in the 200, or at least close to it, they're going to rest her. She's going to need that rest. Shelly being the oldest, and I said this before, Sherika would have had to be the one that runs the 4x1. You're going to rest the oldest person, and Shelly looks like she's on pace to run 21.6. Elaine is going for that world record.
Let's start think like Latoya now then.
That is it, no. And here's the funny part. It came out yesterday after the 400, after the 100 meters, after it was said that they sat down and discussed the 4x1. I don't know, maybe this was a plan. Yeah, it came out that the three of them sat down and discussed the 4x1. Maybe she could have been a sacrificial lamb, but me not think so. I still not think so.
It started to come clear to you now, Jeremy.
Jeremy, you swear to we now. Jeremy, you're the right thing of the middle, you know.
No,
we don't need nothing more. We don't need to do nothing more, Jeremy, because you're saying what CD and
I'll take a sip of it.
Take a sip. Next, moving right along.
Even if the coach of the championship, but her coach there is hold on. Steven is the coach of the championship, but her coach is there. Steven said she misjudged, so she will learn.
Yeah, Renzi, shall learn.
So you believe him, Renzi?
Boy, that's the calmest never hear Steven Francis.
Tiffany is in ads. Renzi says also, who would she be spitting? She secure her money, her medal, and her name in history, says Renzi. But Latoya is saying that's the thing. Nobody upset Elaine at this time. Because if Elaine gets this 200, then she has a new claim to say she is the best ever.
She's the double Olympic champion twice, because nobody has done it before.
Nobody has done it before, so Elaine is going for something huge now.
Which breaks to the point that we are saying.
Right.
Somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb.
I still don't believe that. I'm sorry.
The girls were behind her when she turned the corner.
Jermaine, you admitted that she was the only one who could beat Elaine.
So the fact that him admit that, they will know say him know. Him just don't want to say it. So Jermaine, I leave you to see. Keep your thoughts. Don't worry yourself.
not the Elaine I saw in the semifinals today. It's gonna take a big run to beat that.
But that's the thing. If anybody could do it, if anybody could, I'm not saying that she would have beaten based on what I saw Elaine do. I'm saying if anybody was going to beat Elaine, it would be Sherika. She's the only person capable of doing it right now.
And
Nobody.
that's the reason why them put her aside.
Hence, if you go out in the heat, not even semi-final, the heat, and you not try to qualify,
That's
you not
my
Coach cannot tell
you
an
not try your
athlete
best to
not
qualify.
All right, this is what Renzi is saying. Renzi says she agrees with Jermaine because a coach cannot tell an athlete not to qualify after years of preparation for this.
Thank you, Renzi.
But Renzi also knows that a lot of them have so much confidence in their coach that anything they say,
Anything the coach tell me, I'm gonna do.
a gospel. You ever hear them interview? And my coach says I could do this, and my coach. So what was the instruction? If a reporter asks people what was the instruction given. My coach says go out, run the first 100 hard, and jog home. My coach says jog the first 100 and and I then say it. And I feel them body, Renzi.
But I want people to take the example of the girl Hassan, who fell in the last lap.
No, never coach her for fall. That was
she get entangled. No. But she get entangled.
No,
She get entangled. She drop and she get up and she run and she win. She win her heat.
She win her heat and came back this morning. 6 hours later and listen me. And did a really well run this morning.
She's going to win that trip.
Remember the Olympic with Merlin and Peter Dowdy? I rest my case and sell out the girl, saying he sell out Peter Dowdy. But I don't think it was his decision at the time.
What I will say is this: if it was a sellout, I can understand why it was a sellout. But I just don't believe it was.
You read 70% now, German. Just when come, take that.
Continue, come.
Change.
Frosty says Sherika can run in any lane, so that's with that. I mean, I agree with you, so the lane no matter. Any athlete always want to be doing.
No. When you say the lane matters once you get to the finals because you want the best advantage. But let us be real. The top 5 is far superior to everybody else. You look at, and let me not say the top 5 because Gabby has disappointed me. But when you look at Shelly, Elaine, Shawnee, Mboma, even Gabby, they are far superior to everybody else. It's not even a question. And if you want to add Talu to it, they can coast through any one of the first rounds and the heats in any lane. But when you get to the finals, it's going to matter because Shawnee doesn't want to be running out of lane 2. Shawnee doesn't want to be because 6 would. Yeah, only if you break the record, you get money at Olympics. World Championships, you get money.
When you're Olympic champion, you command money on the circuit.
Right, on the circuit.
Thank you.
So, Latoya, Renzi says, what do you mean by sacrificial? Explain that.
I think. Wait, what I mean by sacrificial? Them.
He doesn't understand what you mean by that. Talk clear, man. Exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah, CD tell her.
Tell her not to run.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
All right, I did say this, and Natalia knows this, and those who were here yesterday would have said that. I would have heard me say this. I did say that if somebody was supposed to run the 4x1, we are going to need one of the big 3 to run the 4x1 heats. If anybody was going to do it, it would be Sherika. It would be, because Elaine is gunning for history and a record, and with her injury cycle, you're going to need to rest her. And Shelly's the oldest.
75%.
Person says that.
No, CD, still give me 50.
No, we're not saying reach 70 already. Go on. You're counting, you're moving.
Let me tell you why.
Pastor says, you know what, Sherika beat Ilian in the 200. Renzo says Sherika couldn't beat Ilian.
No, Renzi, you don't know where I'm going then.
Renzi, in 2015, Elaine was on course to beat Shelly. Probably was going to beat Shelly.
No, but you're gone far to 2015.
You don't need to go back so far.
No, but remember bring him to the beginning now? When Shelly burst out of the field in 2008, Elaine was beating Shelly.
No, Elaine wasn't there yet. Elaine was a baby.
No
Elaine,
man, I mean, but hello, she was beating her because she was a baby coming up. And then when she came into life and existence and all of these things and come to 2015, when him do that, because him know Elaine was beating Shelly in training, so therefore him never want to make the world see her, but then he never had a choice because he feel like him did a lose. Him did a go lose way more forget, when did I get? So therefore, him have to
call a
keep
spade a
on.
spade. He make
Him
money,
have
he
to
make good
keep
money off of
on.
the two of them. He make good money off of the two of them. Call it.
Somebody always have to be sacrificed every time.
Yes, she can, Renzi. Yes, she can have better stamina than Elaine.
Because he's trying to make points and prove things. Him do what? Him remove her from the 400, bring her down to the 1-2, and left the 400 open. And if you're not,
royalty. Hello, Jamfête. Welcome.
Right, pick up yourself.
if you're not, when it is that him bring Sharika to the 1-2, somebody in the 400 now start getting the necessary and the well needed.
You can call name here, sir. You can call name here, sir. Must call it. Yes, must say it yesterday. Stephanie get her forward now.
So you think all of this, Latoya, now you make this thing make it look like it makes sense now, you know?
Let me tell you about the end of the story.
It's not a matter for make it look like
It is what it is.
But why would he bring Sharika up to the sprints, though? Oh, she's going to take over from Elaine? That's the plan?
Okay, so
no, you have to understand this. He has lost a lot of money using Shelly. Steven has lost a lot. The MVP camp has lost a lot of money. Come on, I'm going to say Steven. The MVP camp has lost a lot of money with Shelly.
No, man, say Steven because Steven is MVP.
Thank you.
No, you see, she's a Puma athlete. I have to be careful with always say that to them. Yeah. So MVP has lost a lot of money with Shelly leaving. So where is all the money? What the big money there? The big money is in the sprints. That's the reality. So who is my since Christiana is no longer there, Natasha just a come back and inconsistent. Where is my double punch? Stephen always has a double punch in the 100. Whether it is Shelly and Sharon, it is Sharon and it is Shelly and Elaine, it is Elaine. He always has a double punch because Jamaican females are that good. They're going to get. We're talking about appearance fees of 80,000 and 90,000 and 100,000.
So you don't know. I know.
The pockets fat, I know. The pockets are fat, but you can get two of the big ones.
Right. I not know that.
But I make my Ramadan.
Elaine just broke the Olympic 100-meter record and is in shape to have even looked to come close to challenge the 100-meter record. Now, you know, say, when you demand a period speed for that, the pile of his stop. He have to regain all that where the conker worms and the jungle worms have eaten up from him when Shelly gone. So therefore, he's trying to make it known that, hey, you feel like so because you left me have a dead hungry. No. What's wrong gonna happen? And bear in mind, people have been saying, why was it that Shelly was with him for so many years and he did so many great things? So I'm gonna call it great things with Shelly, but yet still Shelly could never broke 22 seconds. Yet still Shelly never come into 10:63. And not as Shelly come 10:64. Elaine come 10:63, sorry. Elaine come push out. Come dash out the 61. And I mean, could have gone lower.
Let me say this.
Every race she won from 2008, she dropped in. I prefer you see she finally win her gold medals. Talking about Hassan there.
No man, Hassan has been dominant for the last 3-4 years. Since the previous she has been dominant. It's not even a question. And she is one of my heroes of this Olympics. Just because of that fall, come back 6 hours, come run the 5,000 meter, and then if I come tomorrow again, come run. Listen.
And Jamfête, one more thing where you can add on to that to just know that she was sacrificial. Not that for basically almost all season we didn't even see Sharika running, right? Yeah. What did we see? We saw Natasha Morrison peaking, and yet still she make two little children, Rihanna Williams, and think they come beat her. She couldn't even come forward because she peak her so much, so well during the season, and when it matters, she couldn't do anything because himself.
Right.
Sacrifice happened.
And Latoya, what's going to be the big race after the Olympics? It's going to be a Ilian versus a Shelley versus a
Shakari.
100 and a Shakari. Yeah. Some
Yeah.
big bucks are going to
Listen, I will say this. I'm going to say this. There is not enough money. There is not enough money in the world to get all four of them in one race. I am sorry. I wanted them all man from Bahrain. I forgot.
It have to be a race in a Dubai around them place.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them. One of them race there.
Them are going to Dubai. One of them place. One of them one race there. Just fit happen.
The Dubai
can dash out the money. Yeah, man. Because
no, the thing is,
no man. Dubai have to go to the place. No, go to
the place, man.
You remind us, there are other persons who are going to be commanding big bucks. Because if you want to get the leader and sit in a race again, Rai and Warhome, this is going to cost big bucks. Now, if you want a lineup that features the big three from Jamaica with Shakari Richardson, right? Your pocket I go have to sing to Sankey.
More than two. Couple million well.
I remember now them four big three and added Shakari. Two of the four is what? The second and third fastest
women of all time.
Women of all time, and then it's the two fastest one alive. When Steve had it, and if it is, say it again. If it is that Elaine breaks a 200 meter world record, or even come 5/100 of a second, you know what to it.
Right.
The money turn up.
Let's just say Stephen will be smiling for the next couple of years. Not tell you straight up.
If you can't pay here, you just I'll get to restart. And then you just have to pay your money to Sharika. Because I guarantee you, after this Olympics, what Sharika run a 200 meter, what's Diamond League? It's not done yet. Then you're going to know it's right. It's not done yet.
Right.
If Sharika know good fish, I go run the 4x1 and try to make them tell you especially I run the 4x4. And that alone can feel like them. They can say, all right, we do want to go wink up a year right now. I'm starting to the format.
All right. Let's move on. 100 meter hurdles.
100 meter
hurdles. Disaster.
There was no disaster. There was no disaster. There's none.
But last night you talk of
Brittany Anderson.
Right.
No, listen. I did say Brittany was in a position to win, and she still was, or not win, but to medal. But I did say also she is the only one in that race with nothing to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? When you're 20 years old, and you remember Brittany Anderson is the fastest 20-year-old, and she just turned 22 months ago. She's the fastest 20-year-old in the history of the hurdles. Megan herself had to. No, she not still a junior.
She passed junior, but basically still a junior.
Basically, she just come out of being a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Even Megan had to say, "Listen, this girl is special,
phenomenal."
Even
phenomenal.
Kenny Harrison. These girls rate this young girl because what she's doing is spectacular. You've never had a female medal at the Olympics at age 20 in the 100 meter hurdles. It's an experience event. So when you see someone like Brittany Anderson making a finals and running this well, this is not going to happen 3 years down the line. By next year to the following World Championships, everybody will be chasing her. So there was nothing to lose for Brittany. I thought, and this is what I say, I think Brittany thought too much about it. I'm going to say that. I think she looked and thought that, you know what, I can actually medal, and she started to think that way. If she went out the same way she went in the semifinals and just, you know what, mega run for the fun of it, we could be seeing a different outcome. But I think she started to really think about the fact that I can medal. When she don't have nothing to lose. Brittany never had a thing to lose.
And Germany, I agree with you. And Germany, I agree with you with that about good body, because why I agree, the fact that she did not hit the second hurdle. Her fear is always going over her first two hurdles. The fact that she did not hit the second hurdle or the first one, I knew that she was okay at the goal for me. But then when she realizes almost at the end, she hit it and she just couldn't recover because her mindset has outweighed her. And most times we find that when you run in the hurdles, any one of them, whether it be the 100, the 110, or the 400, when you run in the hurdles and you go up against that hurdles, 90% of the time the hurdles win.
Yeah.
And in this, I mean, semifinals, she won the hurdles. This time, the hurdles won her.
And also put this into perspective. I think also when she got past hurdle 4, she realized there was a long line with her. It was literally a line of people there. So she started to think, okay, maybe I can, and started to overstride. You saw when she started to overstride.
Yeah.
And she just had to just keep her, but it is just an experience. I think every hurdler has this at the beginning of their career. You have to have one of them race here where it teaches something, and then you start to just get it done. And
my whole thing with the hurling thing is a luxury where hurling is concerned.
Yeah.
So once you get a medal,
you don't know which one's special more, the baton going around the field or the hurdle.
No. The button will always stress me more. May I tell you that? It will always stress me. Because right now, I'm going to say this.
More, but the hurdle will hurt more.
Let me tell you this right now. That woman's 4x1, the button exchange are mad me right now. And I'm here have it. It's a mad me because
if Maurice Green if Maurice Wilson doesn't get the order right, and if the girls doesn't get the mind right and put aside the tree beef, the tree.
I think they will put it aside. I think
they have put it aside, you know. They have put it aside.
What is your lineup? What is your lineup?
Oh, Jesus.
I want to know what will happen
yesterday
when I reach a final and Shelly and Elaine in the race. What order them are gonna run?
So that's why we're asking now.
Let me say this. No, let me say this.
No, but in this case, Brianna going to start.
Brianna is the starter.
The problem is the next 3 legs.
Brianna has been practicing her starts. Brianna has been practicing her starts. That's not even a question. Brianna going to start. Here's my issue. If Elaine goes out tomorrow tomorrow morning and breaks the world record, does she anchor?
She has to.
No, that is the problem now. But guess what happened? If she breaks the world record, and even if she don't, you're not even going far. Even if she don't, knowing Frano, the winner for the 100-meter, he always wants to anchor.
Right.
That is where the problem I go come back again.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Not because she won the 100-meter, not because.
See, that one look like it a bug you.
No,
what's the better top end speed?
He is going to want to have the picture of she crossing the finish line 3 times.
Here's the question. Who was the better top end speed?
In my opinion, Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson. Top end speed, Shericka Jackson.
You see the problem? I wonder if you don't see the problem yet.
What's the problem?
No, another problem. No, you see why the sacrificial lamb. Sacrificial lamb.
I think Shericka has the best top. I think Shericka has the best top end.
Normally, you don't want the person with the best top end speed to push the anchor because they're not starting from a bend down position. They're starting from an upright position, so they push off top end speed and kick in faster. So you don't want the top end speed at the anchor. But Shericka not going to get the anchor.
Misha James, thank you so much, my darling. Thank you.
I think everybody can agree that Shericka will not anchor.
If Shericka doesn't anchor, I don't agree with that either.
Alright, so what on CD? What is your order?
All right, give us your order, CD.
Give me your order.
First of all, is a team race. The button has to get round.
Yeah.
So we have to take it in phases.
Right.
The safest and quickest starter is Shelly.
All right.
So we have established that she's not going to start.
John, we're here.
Thank you so much.
Let me hear your order. Yeah, you said Shelly to start.
Shelly is the safest starter because she have the start under lock. She can sit in the block and she still jump left everybody.
All right.
Going round,
second
you'd
leg.
have to probably put Wilson upon this, Brian upon the second leg.
No, sir.
All right. No, shut up, no man.
All right, you don't put Brian upon the second leg. Where put her?
No. Tell us your order. Make him tell you him order,
Right.
and then you can.
Give me an order first. Give me an order.
Shelly to
Yeah,
Brianna.
Shelly to Brianna.
Team order would be Shelly to Brianna, Sharika to Ilian. That's your order.
Sharika, Ilian.
To Ilian. That's his order. And him say reason why I'm not make Shelly is because Shelly.
So why would you make Sharika run the curve as your strongest runner?
Family, for your donation, $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, my darling.
Bless up, Sushi.
Bless up yourself.
Remember I know.
That is disaster. Your order. That is not going nowhere.
Let me tell you why I have a problem. Why I have a problem with that order.
The most important leg on the relay is the second leg. You want your strongest or your near to strongest.
Yeah, if you can't start, you're going to get second leg.
No, but Brianna is a good starter, you know. Brianna is a really good starter.
I'm mini Shelly that, you know. Brianna is
her start is probably even better than Shelly.
At this point, yes.
Take it back. I'm going to take even go back far. Brianna is like a Christina Williams, run 70 meters and dead.
Exactly.
And why? That is it. Why would you give her your... Listen, if you had said put Sharika on the back stretch and give Brianna the third leg, we couldn't knock him because the third leg is the shortest leg.
Right,
so you'd probably give her that.
And
Sharika is your strongest. Is the strongest runner. So you either... There's two people going on that back stretch for me, you know. It's either Shelly or Sharika, you know. There's nobody else that going to touch that back stretch.
Suppose me tell you, at the end of this, so we predict the whole of the good around.
Alright.
And then when the whole of the round now, we see the outcome.
Alright. So CDE, that's your lineup. What's your lineup? Don't dodge the question.
But it depends on who got in the thing because we don't know at all now.
No, we know the four of them are running the relay. They're running. That I can tell you. The four of them are running the relay.
It's a world record.
No, but then again, look here again. Sacrificial Lamb, look here again. Natasha Morrison was an alternate. And the man make sure him create him havoc, but him athlete, right?
To make sure that she get a medal.
Early. What had to happen? They had to go replace Natasha with somebody. Somebody had to sacrifice because at the end of the day, if he must say, him now make him athlete run the two thing, what go happen? Then no, if that wasn't if the alternate never come in, we'd have to go look out a door, because the three of them now go run it. Ilian court says she not run it. And you know, say if him says she not run it, it not happen. And them afraid of him, because him a God. Then now Sharika says she not run it, and Shelly says she wouldn't do it. So the three days would have gone perhaps. Would have only left with it? No. One of them would have to go come in, but we know say it wouldn't have been Shelly and it wouldn't have been Ilian, so therefore Sharika would have to go come in. Therefore would have to go out a door, go find Smaddy. And the only other Smaddy where them could have go out a door, go find would have been Brittany Anderson. Because them carried Emma Nelson for use her, for do it, but then them have to send her back. Them name her to the 4x4 mix, never use her not so them wouldn't have had her. So would have come to Brittany Anderson to do it. Now them pull in Natasha, sacrifice, no problem. Somebody's line of duty get sacrificed, not a problem, come. I'm really glad for that. So now we have Ramona Berkshire, Natasha, and Brianna. And we have to go add somebody to that. And then my order for the finals is Brianna, 2. Shelly, 2. E.T., 2 Sharika.
I have the same order.
If USA go and put back Alice Felix on that leg.
Listen, if America wants a medal in that 4x1 based on what I am seeing, if they want a medal, then better go put Alice Felix on that 4x1. That's not, they need the experience.
And Alice Felix on their 4x1 will be the most experienced. It is only one reason. It is the only one reason why I would have actually, even though I know about age, I would have asked her to take one for the team, for the heats. Then when it is that whenever the short, so Natasha will come in, because putting her on there would have been her being the most experienced one. And I speak to that because when we look back at the last thing there with Alice Felix, when the battle dropped, Alice said, take it up and go on. And just by that, taking it up and go, it allowed them to come back in. If we have nobody who know the rules, understand the rules, or anything, or experience, but the drop you left it, we start ball. But that is my order.
I think they have no excuse to not bring that back, because if they take the button standing, we're still
we're meeting everybody. That's it.
You see what I'm saying? So my only thing is that I can see that they're going to want Elaine. If Elaine wins the 2, they're going to want her.
That is the problem I am going to have. That they're going to probably want her to.
I'm going to put Sherika on the curve. That's
so why? Okay, so back to CDE's question. This goes back to CDE's order. If Frano wants to put Elaine on the anchor and they need that big 3 to break that world record, that is when I would take consideration to CDE's order, except switch Sherika and Brianna. So I would probably go Shelly to Sherika, to Brianna, to Elaine. That's the only time it will work.
And for me, if they're going with that order, and for me, if they're even going with CD order, then that button exchange needs to start happening now. Reason being, Brianna is so short. Is so tall.
No, they're not really that tall enough. To be honest with you, they just look taller, but it's not.
Trust me. They're not a midget.
Trust me. If Brianna can pass the button to Natasha, she can pass the button to Sherika. If she can pass the button to Natasha, she can pass the button to Sherika. Because Natasha is the tallest of all of them.
Yeah.
So that was the 4x1. But my question is to CDE and I know this from Latoya because me and Latoya talk all the time. But CDE, the men's 4x1, no Taekwondo Tracy, no Johan.
Skip. No,
okay, we're skipping.
No, but you have to look at it. America is also missing a lot of people,
No. We are woefully out of that. We're not going to look. I don't think they'll even go to the first round.
If we qualify for me,
before we even reach the qualifying.
I'm happy with that. If we qualify to the final.
But before we even reach a 4x1 and qualify, who is going to replace Johan Blake in the 200? They're going to bring in. Yeah.
No,
definitely.
they're only running. They're only bringing 2 people. Only bringing 2 people because those are the only other 2 people who have met the standard. Julian Fort and Rashid Dwyer. Nobody else.
Rashid Dwyer, we're regress, right? Sorry. All right. Moving right along. Next topic.
No, CDE, more your take on this.
Him said not talk. I'm going to get it.
There's nothing to discuss about the 4x1.
No. I think they can make the finals. Javon Minzy, Oblique Civil, Julian Fort, and Rashid Dwyer. I think they can make the finals.
So you're hoping that. All right. So you're hoping that.
Bronze medal, best case scenario.
The bronze, no, yeah, I already had them for bronze.
That I did when Taekwondo Tracy and you have led it.
Which country is firing? US not really firing.
US looks suspect.
If we don't realize by now.
UK not firing.
If we don't realize by now, now talk about US and US. You know, say Italy with gold medal in 100 meter.
No, let me say this. The team I am fearful of, Nigeria. Nigeria is the team I am fearful of. Nigeria. No, but Nigeria has Nigeria and South Africa has a good 4x1 teams.
A Greek win long jump.
No, but that brother has been the best jumper in the world this year. So you can't really.
No,
the Italy thing, yeah, but we're not going over this Omar. We're not going over this Omar thing again, please. We're not doing it.
Talk to me about it.
We're not doing it.
Talk to me about moving right along. CDS and moving right along. Can we talk about the women's 4x4 then?
All right.
Who makes up that team?
The top 4.
Sherika has to run it as well.
She's not running.
No, she's not running it.
You can see the man moving star from this come down here and you say she can run it.
I would want her to run it.
So we have Alice Felix down here next.
But I would want her. I honestly would want her to run it, but I know she's not going to run it. That someone not even gonna put that on my head. That's
welcome.
I'm not really put that on my
I don't
head.
think all men getting any medal from the relay. So no man at all not get no medal.
The men's 4x4 should medal, and I think we can get a medal in the 110 hurdles. That's it.
Yeah,
So
we probably can snap something.
who made that men's 4x4 team?
That's simple. Chris Taylor, Nathan Allen, Demish Gay, and I probably use Sean Bailey. Big boy for sit on one side. My tie-dye.
But big boy, I go run the heat. So your head go hurt you until the heat's over.
That's how I'm here to talk about this. I don't want to hear big boy in here. I don't want big boy have a back I'm on. No time at all. And for those who don't know who big boy is Rashid McDonald. I don't want Rashid McDonald to even smell a back.
Maybe this will be one place when turn up finally.
Turn up where?
Thank you very much.
Finally,
I don't want him to smell a button.
Talk to me about Chris Taylor, bro.
I'm impressed. Leave it there, sir. I'm impressed. For him to still be overcoming, because remember, what is happening is that Chris Taylor had to overcome the injuries he's been having. And I'm going to talk personally for this because there's some information I do know. Chris Taylor had a serious injury leaving. No, I'm not really have asthma, but I don't know why I drop down every minute.
I'm going to go check him out a minute, please.
You remember when I said I think Chris Taylor should do the honorable thing and go around the 100 and 200, but him adamant say more around 400. He's been told that he needs to go, but he's adamant about it.
I then beg him like how you think here, because I've been asking for a lot. I mean, I ask from him there, Calabar. May I beg you, check him out for me now, please. Now make have another teamwork here.
This has been happening. This has been happening from champs.
It has been exactly. Because he does not have the physical makeup to run the 400 at that level consistently. Listen, I am happy that Chris Taylor made the finals. First time we'll make a final since 04. Yeah. But then brother, you run 43. Chris Taylor don't have 43 time next. Even if he's 100%.
But look here, he made the
if he drop down running 44.9, he might go drop down if he might run 43.2 or 43.4.
He struggled the last 40 meters and racing.
Exactly.
Thank you. He was
the luck of the draw.
It's like him the one. It's like him the one there.
I see him neck twist up and see.
Worse than how it normally. Hello, a regular me have to twist my neck. A regular me have to twist my neck. No, but me I wonder if that neck
both kind of had the same thing, and it wasn't until Bo was about 20.
Chris,
I remember Bo went through at 17. So it took about 3 years to get rid of that something. Chris Taylor,
but with both height and in spine, both height and spine thing contribute to that. Oh, Chris Taylor not such that.
This company running around the bend, man. It's a bend.
You not breathe properly.
You know the same.
You not breathe.
We're still talking about this.
Come on, man. Talk to me now.
CDE, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, I know. You know the same can be said for Hyde. I don't know why Hyde running a hurdle, you know. I don't know who tell Jai Hyde he's a hurdler.
This is where me and you might have a little fallout. I do believe Jail Hyde is a good 4 hurdler. The problem is the 4 hurdles have gone into another stratosphere.
You know why we're going to give further fallout? You know, so Jai Hyde make a better footballer than a runner.
I will not disagree with you there. But I've said it. I think Jail Hyde is the most naturally gifted Jamaican junior we had when it comes to his sporting potential. He's one of the most naturally gifted. But he was a great junior athlete. I just think that the hurdles just gone to a next level. So even if Jail reaches the potential I think he would have reached, which is probably 47.5, him not catch them boy. Yeah.
But that is what me I try to say from
before Jail drop.
That is what me I say from them time there. I could have seen where Jahil wouldn't have evolved with the hurdling where it is now.
Right.
So I was saying why is he taking up hurdling and him now go evolve with the thing? Him just do it for sporting sake.
So let me ask you a question, because somebody brought this up to me with the same conversation where they say because of where the hurdles is going, Do you think with his speed, his natural speed, do you think it would be wise for Jahil to run the 200 meters? Be a 200-meter runner?
At high school level and first junior, they were suggesting that them do the sprints, the 200 and the 400.
Yeah.
They were suggesting that they do those.
Not now, though. Not now. Not
No,
now.
but remember, you know,
though.
remember when Jahil went to the World Youth,
Right.
the reason he was supposed to run the 400, you know, but because we had what's his name from Baker and Martin Manley, who were ahead of him, and then the 4 hurdles was already covered. They said go and run the 100-meter hurdles because he had come second at champs that year in class 2, obviously being beaten by Michael O'Hara. So he ended up being a short hurdler by default. Then he became a 4 hurdler by default because they're just combining him 400-meter strength with him hurdling technique. So he was always. Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm born Fortis every day.
So tell
No,
him
I'm born.
I know why them ask the question though, because the wall behind the circle.
No. Well, ironically,
Listen, I just.
the wall behind me is not a choice of mine. If I had a choice to choose my wall would be purple.
No, I mean choose them color paint and do it myself. So, but actually they look pretty. But they want a new color. I'm just use it.
So purple is my favorite color because I adore purple being royal.
Let me just leave the Jahil hype with this. He was a victim of the time.
Maybe.
I think him just get caught in the wrong time, and the events them just him just had to pick one.
Yeah.
I think he would have been a better footballer though.
I will say yes, he was arguably probably the best midfielder in Jamaica at that level.
Remember when Jahil come over to hurlers, I mean, he was called to national.
Yeah, he was called to run national to play football for Jamaica at the same time.
Football for Jamaica at the same time, and he stated that track chose him. So I guess it is that him feel that obligation to the hurdles.
The track never choose him. Him father a big footballer, him father a big football coach. Him father links on the program like a walk through doors. Which he never need that.
Yeah.
He never need that because he have the ability. It's just money.
Be safe. I think family be safe on the road. Robert like every day.
Take the part with money.
I will say this for Mikey. Me eat everything that is KC here. Just I tell Mikey this. Me eat everything that is KC. The color they just look pretty. That's why I use it.
I love everything KC. I went to the St. Hughes High School for Girls, which KC is my brother's school. So, but that's nothing.
KC the
purple is my favorite color, but I have no affiliation with Kingston College. But purple is my favorite color.
I work right across the road from Kingston College.
Notice, I represent my school, you know. Blue and white.
Oh, yeah, George's man. George's man.
That's why Casey is on the wrong side of
yeah, man, the wrong side and half
man. But we have to mention this before time elapses. I have it yesterday and I said this. That's all you know is this because as I said, we talk all the time and that's all as my co-host. So I talk about this all the time with her. And I said this to Jamfête. This is my opinion. This is the opinion of Jermaine. This is not the opinion of Jamaica. This is not the opinion of J3s. This is not the opinion of. I couldn't know. If Natalia Gould don't get a silver medal, it's a disappointment for me.
It's about time to get a medal.
No, I'm not going to talk about a medal.
And a time for winning.
If she don't get a silver medal, it's a disappointment for me. Silver. I'm still giving a thing more the goal.
It's full time, Natoya. Put her together.
She will never. She. There is never a time that Natalia Gould has a chance to cement her place in history like now. You're in probably one of the weakest 800-meter fields ever assembled.
Right.
Only one person in that field better than you.
And I think you.
This is
This is it.
This is our time, but to be honest, I'm always nervous about our strategy.
That's what I'm saying. Natoya never put a good 800 meter together. Natoya always make them box her in. She never puts a good 800 meter together. It is time for she do it, put it together, and get it right.
What I must say though is it's the best.
Jane says,
It's the
please
best.
don't pressure the athletes.
It's the best semi-final. It's the best semi-final I've seen her run.
The best.
See, I said that, you know.
I
said the same thing. It's the best race strategy I ever seen.
She look relaxed.
Right.
Let me tell you, man.
I'm hopeful.
Natalia can win it, I think.
I don't think she's going to win. I just
she can challenge, but I don't.
She can challenge, but yeah.
I think
Atin
is the next person like a blunder.
Right. What are you talking about? She won her 156. Remember to give the host a thumbs up. Yes, guys, remember to give a thumbs up. Yes, Latoya ran 156. But she's not the best hitter. If Latoya is with them within the last 50 meters, no worry.
Look here, Natoya runs all the time. I make people box arena, make she can't come out, she can't go left, she can't go right. That can't work. In this, it can't work. Natoya don't have the best top end speed, it can't work. Number two, even if it is that Natoya comes home in front of I think Mew has that speed, level and endurance to take down Natoya.
Plus she's 6'1".
And hello, I think Mew just need to push out the foot properly. And just say, I'm coming.
They were saying that she needs to track at the knee and save her sprint in the last 200. But
I believe that is how I believe.
That is how she needs to run.
I think that's how she needs to run.
That's why I need to just sit beside I think Mew as best as possible. But
Natalia is not going to run behind anybody. She wants to run.
That is her problem.
And that's you never change that strategy. We know that.
Her best strategy is to get in the top group and not get boxed in. She didn't get boxed in the semi-final.
Yeah, that's why
stay on the outside of the lane.
Stay on the outside. Anyhow she get boxed in, they just call it like that because she don't have them thing of a push people out of their way and she does that.
She not the tough mentality.
This is some race around the 5 to but I see man stays a push one to the way. I mean I said it's illegal.
Remember say push up.
It is as long as it's not inadvertent. You can push. You can jiggle them out.
My brother get a push them back and he's like, go for picture up on him face and I said, no, stop.
Listen, no, but remember, I push up. Why? Asan drop a girl in the member says a girl drop a push up in front of the girl, and
she drop.
And then Asan drop over and rotate and get up. But then you also see with Jamfête and thing there, and them going to only reinstate one. A pushing up when that ever happen. Even this one getting nice people. Even nice people cheers. When they jump up over the little horse looking shoes.
Who them thing that never used to happen to you is like keep rock and them man then. Because them man the front.
Exactly. Stay at the front and keep it.
Nobody have the chance to push it down.
Even the sister them. Some of them sister them. Listen,
but when
what time is the Natalia?
Okay, since I have another device, so I can actually look at the Olympic schedule. So for those who are wondering, I'm going to be looking at it right now and giving you all the information.
I think the 200 coming up first at 6 something, no sir?
Yeah.
Let me find this.
Today is that's why 800 is Tuesday morning though. The 800 finals for women is Tuesday morning. Tomorrow morning.
Okay, so tomorrow morning we'll start with the triple jump for men. We have a Jamaican there in Kerry McLeod. Then the 1500 meter men, women javelin, we not nobody there. And by the way, big shout out to what's her name, Sade Lawrence. She did very well in the women's discus today. Big shout out to her.
Big shout out to you on the night.
She got 4th or 5th?
No, she came 8th.
I think she got 7th.
Okay.
She got
she was at 6th at one point.
Right,
yeah, and America finally get a gold medal.
Yeah. Big shout out to Yoda Night Wisdom. Yoda Night dived this morning and is into the finals.
And he's to the semifinals.
Semifinals for the board, which happens tomorrow morning. Yeah.
All right. So it is. So we have the women's 400 meter heats beginning at about 7:45 tomorrow morning Jamaica time.
No, man.
No,
It's today.
start
Tonight,
tonight.
that.
No, tonight. Sorry,
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight, that.
7:45 tonight.
Which is 2:45 French time.
Right. So that's the. I'm sorry. I'm
Who's
looking at
supposed
it
to
at
be
the
doing the
same.
triple jump? Who's supposed to be doing the triple jump again, Jermaine?
Kerry McLeod.
Right, so Carrie is at 7 o'clock, right? Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's Kerry McLeod, and then you have the men's 200-meter heat. Oh, so as a Jamaican, don't even look this up. No, like, I'm not saying that. I
So
do
is it
believe
that
Julian
Noah Blake
Forge.
pulled out injured? Is that the official word?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's out. He's out.
Okay.
Who?
And to end the session for tonight, which would be after 11 Jamaica time, 11:20
Oh.
Jamaica time, the 400-meter hurdle final for men. So you know what that one there got at.
That is going to be fun. That is
That
going
one
to
there
be
got at. And then the second session, which begins at 7 in the morning, you have the men's 110 hurdles, men's pole vault final, and there are 5 heats for the men 110 hurdles. 3 Jamaicans are in there, and remember, Jamaica has 3 of the top 10 in the world. Then you have the men's 5,000 meter. When I look on that, the women's hammer, the men's qualification for the shot put again, and the men's 200 meter semi-final. So like the women, the men are doing the first round and the semi-final the same day. And then you have the 800 meter final tomorrow at 8:25, and the women's 200 meter final, and the women's 200 meter final tomorrow morning at 8:50. So that's how the list goes for them.
It could be a Manchester high night tomorrow.
We got Manchester tomorrow. Exactly. So that is it for tomorrow. And where is it?
What time is this up there again? Six what?
Which one?
The 200 final is 6:30 or something like that?
No, man. The 200 meter final is 7:50. Sorry, 7:50 Jamaica time. 7:50. The 800 meter is 25 minutes before that.
Dane says Athens is going to lead at the first 400. Natalia gets boxed in with the nerves and pressure. She will crumble.
Oh, Mona, listen. A long time more Natalia medal. So when the door jinx Natalia for me, please. I don't jinx Sherika this morning. Don't jinx Natalia. Thank you very much.
Natalia have the determination this time.
As long as she get on the outside lane, outside of the second lane, she alright. Just don't stay inside of the first lane.
Nothing she gonna run the center. She gonna try to hug the line.
No, Natalia is too small, and if she uses the strategy she used in the semi-finals, and just track Athens, she should get that silver medal. If she tries to do what she's done on previous occasions,
right?
Well, but this year her race strategy has been better. You have to give her credit. This year she has been consistent. She has been running, and her biggest rivals for the most part, minus Athens, all of them are now out. I'm not saying that somebody can't spring up, because we saw Athens Mood's semi-final was very fast, but then Natalia's semi-final, because she was so comfortable, she probably exerted the least amount of energy. So if Athens decides that she's going to go out in front, if I'm Natalia, I'm just stick on her shoulder, dip on her right shoulder, go right round. If I see that at the coming up by the 150, that Athens is still close, I will kick at the 150, because I think Natalia has enough strength that if she kicks at 150, there are not many people that going past her, versus her trying to kick a little bit too early. If she kicks at 150, because Athens is right there with her, and force Athens to have to kick as well, she might put pressure under her and can be able to stride away. Worst case scenario, Athens just kick off and them got gold and silver. But that is it for me when it comes to her, right? But there's an issue there's something
we just announced the times of the races. We just went through it.
All right, we can go back through it again if you want to.
Go back to it.
All right, so we're starting tonight, 7 o'clock Jamaica time. So if you're in England, that's 1 o'clock, and if you're anywhere else, do the maths after that. So it starts with the men's triple jump. We have Kerry McLeod in that one. That starts at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. You have the men's 1500 meter. By the way, that's going to be a good race. That men's 1500 meter going to be a good race. The women's javelin, say Jamaica not show spear unless Wara going somewhere in some garrison. that
Which
all
is
the
why we
time.
don't understand why we can never find some people for them event then.
The shooting
Exactly.
is a matter. See
Javelin,
No, yeah.
and a shooting something there, and a shooting
Yeah.
something there. Yeah.
Mm,
We don't
I
know
don't
why we
know
don't have
why.
nobody for that.
Then the women's
Yeah.
400 meter kicks off at 7:45 Jamaica time. Jamaica has 3 women who are all top 10 this year that are currently running, because we must remember there are 4 women, 4 of the top women in the world are not in the 400 meter, or 5 I should say. Shawnee Miller-Weber, the 2 from Namibia, Nazir is not there, and Atingmu is not there. So 5 of the top women in the 400 meters are not there. So you have what's her name? Rashina McGregor, Candice McLeod, and Stephanie and McPherson. They are there. The heats for that kickoff at 7:45. You have the women's long jump final, which I think should be the swan song for Brittany Reese. I hope she wins. I've been a big fan of her. Then you have the men's 200 meter first round. I don't see. Let me see if I can see where Jamaican fall. Rashid Douaya is in heat 1 of the men's 200 meter. He goes in the same heat as Job Warner and Odo Duru, from Nigeria.
Not looking good at all.
Yeah, right.
But it is top 3. It is top 3 from each. It is top 3 from each, so you can't knock him there. So, let me see. Then where's the next set of? What the next set of some of them? Sorry, I'm scroll through my phone at the same time. Men's in heat 2, you have Maswangani, Sani Brown, Richards, Bailey, and Burnett from Netherlands. There's not really that much in heat 2. Let me see if I can find heat 3.
Examination asking Jamfette, why are you laughing? I'm laughing because I have no hope in Rashid at the
In heat 3, in heat 3, you have Andre DeGrasse running out of lane 2, by the way. You have Guliev, Ogonode. These are some, boy, the 200 meters don't look nice at all.
It's
It doesn't
open.
look exciting. It doesn't look exciting at all.
It's open. Any game can play.
So
Which is true.
What about the 400 meter flat men?
No man, I'm gonna talk about that at the end. I'm just trying to find the heats for the Jamaicans. If we can find the Jamaicans. Knighton, the American, the young teenage sensation, goes in heat. What's this? In heat 4. There's nobody there to challenge him. In heat 5, I'm trying to see which heat has the next Jamaican in it. And there's 7 heats, by the way. Fanbule, who I think is an amazing young athlete. He just don't have a start. He goes in heat 5. I am trying to see, if you notice, I've only called one American name so far. In heat 6, let me see who's there. Give me a second. In heat 6, Ben Eric goes in that one. Mitchell Blake. Not really much fanfare there.
The
men's 200 seems kind of weak. It does.
The 200 kind of softish this year.
Yeah, it really soft.
I'm impressed with mine, of course, bad word.
Yeah, man, them name are not really, you understand? Big up my English teacher from back in the day, but them name are not really our thing, you understand? Which other race is there? I'm looking for. All right, and the final heat should see Julian Fort, and I think he's in the same heat as Noah Lyles. Yes.
Yeah.
So there are some names that we thought would have been there that are missing, because there's no Simbini in there, and a couple others. The Italian is not there either. That won the 100. He's not there either. So there are some names. There are 5 heats of the men 110 hurdles, but that is tomorrow morning. I'm trying to see which heats the Jamaicans are in. We go in heat 1 with Ronald Levy. He's the fastest in that heat by a country mile.
Yeah, we can't expect some from Levy.
Right, shouldn't be a problem with him. Yeah. Where are the rest of them? Heat 2. And by the way, let me say this for the men's hurdles. Damian Thomas is in heat 2. He is the second joint fastest, I should say, in that heat with Roberts from America. So Damian Thomas from LSU, the world junior record holder. He's in that heat. There's not really much competition there, but it's the hurdles, so any card can play. Let me go through these again. So I'm trying to find them for now, so one can know who is what and which race one can fall asleep, And Hansa Parchment goes in heat 3. So the Jamaicans, but none of them realize say we not too love the separation because if we stay up too late or wake up too early. So for the hurdles, and Hansa Parchment is in the same heat as Shubenkov.
Oh.
Right? But it is first 4 from each heat.
Parchment have little experience, So
that is it. I'll go with his experience. I will definitely go with his experience. And he's looking. I think this is the first time Parchment is going into a championship without being injured.
Right.
So look out for him.
And
so they have given
good.
Right, and looking good. So they have given the Jamaicans literally heat 1, heat 2, heat 3, and it's first 4 from each heat that makes it through to the next round. And then the 4 fastest losers. So
let me ask you about that. Do you guys prefer this new system of 3 semifinals, or?
I love it. I love it.
It's a lot better than what they had before.
And it makes
it used to be the first 4 in the semifinals.
It used to be the first, and that kind of was boring because it was like, all right, imagine you having a semifinal. Let's say the women's 100 meter. Elaine Thompson in one semifinal with Sherika Jackson and this and that, and Mirella Hoore and somebody else. You just literally knew who the 4 was, and it was just a matter of finish top 4 and we're good. No, you have to see fireworks from the semifinal because.
But you know that we're saying this. Go back to the original thing we start out with Sherika. Because out of the heats, Sherika's heat was the only one that was packed, So she should have run.
Yeah.
All right, we go to the 400 meetings. I don't see anybody else. Stephen Gardner for me is.
I think the Caribbean gets 1-2 there.
It's going to be difficult to beat him.
No, but remember, Kirani James dropped 43.88, looking quite easy this morning.
Quite comfortable.
Last night. Quite comfortable.
I didn't see his race, to be honest.
He was the first heat, and
it was quite easy.
It was quite easy.
I can send you them so you can see them for you guys. I got them. I have all of them.
Yeah, man. Kirani
James is back.
More than
back. He is back.
Matter of fact, he ran the fastest time.
And like I said, it wasn't just he ran 43.8. It was how he ran it. He looked like the Kirani James of 2012, where it was just
discipline run.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. It looked even. I had Stephen Gardner. To win, and the way I saw Kirani, I am literally contemplating that pick. I'm not saying that Stephen going to lose, but what I saw from Kirani, I can see that he has a 43.6 in him. Can Stephen go past that? No. So to beat Kirani. So it is, I do believe the Caribbean gets 1-2. Bahamas, Grenada gets 1-2. I have Cherry to get the bronze medal over Norman because for some strange reason, Norman is like an American Asafa Powell to me. I'm going to call it as it is. He will do well on the circuit, do well at the trials, and him going to the big meet and go very skilly bengish. Him just shut up. And when I saw him today, granted he was in a semi-final that was loaded because he was in the same semi-final with Gardner. He finished third, I think he already got second, but barely made the second. So he didn't even look a comfortable placement. It was like he had to put in the work while Gardner was out there trotting and just whatever. It is what it is. And it is sad.
Ordinary to them.
I don't think Van Niekerk is not back. He's not back. Oh, let me say this as well. The guy who finished second in I think he's from which country is he from? I think it's Venezuela or Colombia. One of them country there where we're red to Kirani. Colombia. Don't count him out either. Don't count him out. He ran close to Kirani. He also went sub 44. He ran close to Kirani. Look for him as well.
Yeah, continue.
Right, so he looks really good as well. So don't count him out. But I do believe Kirani and Stephen gets the top 2, and they fight for the 3rd. And for my Jamaican people, coming on most of them are Jamaican, don't bash me when I say this. Let us be grateful that Chris Taylor made it to the final.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that.
Argument, I'm not going to continue this up. Just
I am pleased with him getting to the final, like how I was pleased with seeing Oblique Sidel.
You're right. Yeah, you understand? Him get to the final, giving him credit.
Yeah, if he finished 7th, I'm happy with that. Honestly.
He's not even going to finish 7th, but anyway. I'm sorry. I think this final is going to be a little bit too hot. And even if he runs his personal... Wheelchair. I saw Chris Taylor. No, but that is Chris Taylor, and that's why I think he needs to drop down. Listen, Chris Taylor is probably the only 400-meter runner that could convert to the 100. I say this, Natalia knows this, and Jamfête, you know this as well. He's the only 400-meter runner I see that can convert to the 100 and don't have a starting issue.
Right.
Yeah. He don't have a start problem. Right? Because I've seen him run 100 meters. He gets out really well. And because he's not tall, he's not bulky for a 400 runner, he's very compact. So he's going to get you a good start. And with that 400-meter strength, I don't know. If I'm his coach, I would have a conversation with him. I would probably do the reverse of what Glenn Mills did with Bolt. I'd sit down and say, listen, go out there and run 100 and let me see what you can do best at your 100.
Right.
And just trick him to do the same for 200.
Yeah, man, and just trick him and say, we just speed work we're doing, so we want to see how fast you really are. And see if him can drop all a 10-0, maybe a 9-9. And then say, oh, you know what, brother? I hate this, you know. That's I trick him. Yeah, man, I trick him for go to that 100. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I know that, and this is a sad thing, because I know from Calabar days he was the fastest of all of that big that golden generation.
Yeah,
I knew he was the fastest, right? And not just in his event, he was the fastest over 100. He was the fastest over 200. He was the fastest over 400. We knew this, so it was a matter of, listen. He did the 400 because there was nobody else. Nobody else was better than him over 4. You understand? He was going to be the best over 4. But for him doing at this point in time, 21 years old, I said to Chris Taylor, say, yo, brother, go run the 100. Put on a little bit more muscle and go run the 100. And teach him how to stop twisting neck. You understand? And yeah, that's all. And just make him go run a flat out 100.
How Bolt retire.
And find out if he have asthma.
True.
No, but it's like half an hour after them wheel him off of the track. You hear out of the camp saying, all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm going this.
So something is that I'm not breathing properly when it is them around something around. Something around though.
Something wrong.
Something is wrong. We can't continually say, hello, Jamaica has a good physiotherapist.
But that
is why I'm saying them need to figure out what one they saw. Adam Earway need to clear or something. Or when me go physiotherapist.
Maybe him can manage a shorter distance and need to check that.
That is it. I think he can manage.
One time, and when they finish, they put me walk the foot under fire. I don't know what they look tonight, but trust me.
Look at Bolt. Bolt is the perfect specimen to run a 400 meter.
Yeah.
And Bolt said, listen, I can't do this. You understand? Bolt is the perfect physical specimen for run a 4 bills. And him said, I can't do this.
I did not qualify to
qualify for what? When that do?
That's what I said. I saw a power name up anywhere, so I said never qualified.
Okay, I could have put his name up for the person who said that.
Asafa qualify for buy people care.
He never even make it to the
No.
Asafa qualify for child support.
Thank you so much. To send somebody go do education and really show one more than what she get. Mine yourself.
Me run 400 one time. and I started at the back and I actually won the race, but we come back. When we finish, everybody has shout and shout, but I could not walk. I have to lift him up and lift me up. So I know sometimes some stuff build up in your leg, but I'm saying that
It's called lactic acid.
The lactic build up.
Lactic,
right, but
yeah.
he's experienced now.
Jamfête said sometimes some sulfur, some stuff.
But also that shouldn't happen.
No, it's not about that. Let me also say this. I think that we have to also understand this. Chris Taylor was burnt to the ground at Calabar.
Right.
Like I said, his second to last year was the only year they managed him well. It was the only year they managed him well. When he went and only did the 400 meters and the relays. That was the best management of Chris Taylor in 6 or how many years of Calabar? 7 years of Calabar. His best management.
But Jermaine, to be fair, part of that was him. Because if you reach the age to graduate and leave school, why stay the extra year just to compete at champs? Because that's
I agree with you, I agree with you. But there are two things that you must put into this.
And that extra year did more damage than anything else.
They did more damage. And worse with the controversy.
Just a minute. Dave says Chris has a medical condition that has been plaguing him since forever. He posted it on his IG. You guys
then look your implant for dead pan the finger. So when I said implant for drop them pan the court then, if him know then him fix it.
If him
but he didn't know that he has a heart issue and him drop down. So I'm okay with that.
Chris Taylor's issue is not an internal problem. He has a back problem. He has a consistent back problem. And if you run the 400 meter, it's going to mash you up. That is one of my real big advocacy.
People here, a lot of people have different. Chris Gale have a hole in them path from Everton. We're gonna see Chris Gale out there run up and down. Then stand up on pace and send the ball go to the running.
Exactly.
You said both had a problem and he ran and him do what he need to do address it at the same time. So if Christopher Taylor has a problem, if you are aware of it, address it so that.
Do you know? I'm going to say this. Do you know that Chris Taylor, because of running his 400 that much, that is what is the reason why Chris Taylor wasn't the world's winning record holder in the 200. Chris Taylor should have broken 20 seconds a long time ago. Let me say that.
We know this.
You understand? And I think, like I was saying, and Dane, I'm going back to your point because that was what I was saying about in his second to last year in Calabar. CDE, I agree with you. After Calabar won that year, when Tyreek Wilson called it a go and he left, the rest of them should have just follow him. Just leave. Everybody was managed perfectly that year. Tyreek won the 100. Dejo Russell came and did so well, and then come back the next year, McWayne Pinnock embarrass him. Chris Taylor did so well. Carpenter did well. You call it an exit and leave. But what happened was that people don't understand this. The Calabar staff team don't know what to believe because I hear all the media and I hear his sad story on his channel.
Who? Oh, because you say Asaf qualified for child support.
But yeah, that's what Empress said. But I think they should have called it a day, but he was forced by the Old Boy Association for Calabar. May I talk about it right here, so I will from a friend them did it. So he was forced. They were forced to come back. It was a matter of they wanted to go for that 8th straight. And they were forced to come back, and it ended up being realize we haven't heard from Dejo Russell since. Michael Stevens, when I know what to talk about him, say Chris Taylor is the only one with, and even Tyreek Wilson, who I believe would have been I call him the Nesta Carter of the group. Even him, like I don't know, I really don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. But they were managed. But Michael Clark
Chris Taylor had the most talent in terms of who you would put money on to make a transition into.
Easily. If I was going to put money, the money would be Chris Taylor, Tyreek Wilson. That is where my money would have gone. Then Dejo Russell. but I don't. Michael Clark has a bad way of managing his athletes. And we've known that because we spoke about it yesterday, Jamfête. Remember, and CDE, you know this. Sekou, if you mash up him own a boy picnic, what you expect?
True.
Exactly.
If you mash up him
exactly.
son, what you expect?
What is
I mean, it's the only example, but I need to forget. I'm gonna say Sekou Clark. I'm gonna say no more. I'm gonna really we're gonna.
Yeah, so
Very much so.
and there
It's a
are
Michael
others.
thing though. It's a Michael thing. Two
Yeah,
Michael
Michael Dyke do the same thing at Edwin Allen. Straight up.
Oh.
As I say, Jamfête, if anybody come and say whatever, my back big and broad. You understand? So me call it as I see. If the Clayton twins decide that they're going to stay at Edwin Allen, we're going to lose them.
Yep.
We are going to lose them. Because let me be real. When Kivona went to Texas, the coach was like, whoa. She had so much injuries that she was suffering from. And that's why we see where she is. I said it yesterday. I don't know if CDE heard me. There is no way Brianna Williams should be faster than Kivona Davis.
Nope.
That shouldn't be happening. Brianna Williams is supposed to be in the same conversation with Kivona right now.
Right.
But when after, and I said it, when she ran 11-1 in class 2 and the 22-7, I said, if I was Michael Dyke, that girl will no longer be running champs again.
Right.
You know who
school.
Heard about? Finish German.
No, I would have said finish school because according to reports, Steve Francis wanted her. Because you know Steve Francis have a way for fix up things when we go bad and then get you in.
Yeah.
MVP wanted her.
Remember, she didn't up there.
And Michael Dyke doesn't like MVP. I don't know if him and Fran have an issue, but them don't like each other. But Kevona Davis is such a national treasure that after that class 2 run, where she just literally demolished everybody, if you are running 11.15 or 11.13 or whatever it was in class 2, you're the only class 1 athlete to ever run faster than you is Veronica Campbell-Brown. And you're doing this at 15.
Right.
There's no need for you to go to school, as in not to go to champs. Sorry, you wouldn't. There's no other reason for you to go there. I would now preserve you, but we are in an issue now where Brianna Williams is now better than Kivona, and that should have never been the issue. We love Brianna. I'm a girl, but she's not supposed to be in the same league as Kivona right now. But that it is what it is.
Things are already having quite a number of injuries already as well.
Exactly, and that is a big problem. Right? And Empress, yes, Mega say, remove the twin them from Edwin Allen. Take them out. Take them from Edwin Allen. You can't have 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds running 11-1, and 11-2, and 22, 21 little bit, 23 little bit. And you go, what am I doing at school? What am I doing at champs? What is
close and preserve them as best as possible.
That's what you should be doing. What am I doing? What purpose do this? You already have Brandy Hall. You have the next one where you can give things at champs. Them two girls there, and this goes down to the ignorance of Jamaican parents. And it is important because when Kivona's mother is going to come out and say, well, whatever she want to do, and this is the difference between the American society and Jamaican society. If an American knew they had a daughter like Kivona, which we saw with Brianna, you really think say she'll run from the high school now?
Right.
Look at Knighton. Knighton run
not like that.
Knighton did what he does as a high schooler. What Knighton do? Knighton said not even NCAA me want to see. Because he know what can happen there. So the man go straight pro. Alison Felix, same thing. 18 years. Alison say, yo, what me I do I run NCAA? If me can get a silver medal as an in the Olympics coming straight out of high school, what me I do I go to college? Yeah. You understand? I go to school.
Oh, me not hear nothing about Mr. Yuan Blake. Somebody not hear nothing. I think Jermaine
Yes, let me finish the Johan statement. Let me address the Johan thing. Johan will no longer be taking part in the Olympics. He may run the 4x1, maybe, but that's about it. Not more from him. It done this so.
I doubt he'll even run the 4x1. Not with the injury that we hear about.
Not with the injury that has been. You see,
What's the injury?
Now what you see,
his knee. Same thing, almost the same thing with Taji.
All right, so hold on. His knee. The same question was put to him by the journalist who asked me, which knee?
I think he said the left one. No, he said the left one.
No. The journalist asked him the left knee, and he said no, the right.
Mm-hmm.
So something not add up somewhere along the line.
But the problem I have, and I said this to Jermaine, and I said it on our live just 2 days ago. You see that selfishness is a heck of a thing. This knee is not just since we come to Tokyo. And he said it. It's been happening. Why is it then that you continues to put the pressure on it, knowing that it needs to be fixed and it is not fixed?
No, you see, the difference between Taekwondo Tracy and Johan Blake is I can probably understand Johan Blake's plight because this is the last Olympics.
Hello, you could have a fix it and then go to World Championship. Listen, Johan Blake openly said, I am not taking the job. That means I'm not going.
Right.
All athletes had to take the job. Me, I wait for one journalist ask him the question, Me, I wait. And that is the reason why when some journalists ask some questions, I can't take TVJ, period. When them put them journalists to ask some questions, some stupid question, I am waiting for a journalist to ask him that question. He said he wouldn't. And we know you had to take it. So if it is that your knee bother you from them time, they know. When you did I run them little piece. So the knee never did about them when he won 9.99. The knee never did about them when him go run All Americans. It wasn't bothering them time there. But you come now, and because you lost and you didn't qualify, it bother you?
But to be honest, it was so painful to watch Johan in the 100 that it's not a problem if you don't see him on the tour.
You saw that Johan was struggling in the heats itself.
And he's trying to pretend like he's doing it easy. It looked horrible.
I'm going to talk about somebody who what has happened to Tiffany James?
Tiffany James was replaced by Natasha Morrison. She was supposed to run the.
The sacrificial.
She was a sacrificial lamb. So to get the extra person, she was supposed to. She was removed and placed as an alternate, and then Natasha was brought in as a reserve. So she was supposed to be on the 4x4 team to run the heat. Right. But I guess that because I don't think people expect more than 2 Jamaicans to get to the finals, and we have Janelle Bromfield, which I'm not going to go back through this again.
Two black that come.
We have Bromfield, and we have Stephanie Williams. Or Stacey Ann Williams, sorry.
Stacey Ann Williams.
Stephanie, with Stephanie, Candice, and Ranisha. And according to what I'm hearing, Russell might also be a part of that 4x4 pool, which for me would be amazing because a long time some of them 4 earlier for them on the 4x4 pool. So with that being said, they had enough people, and you also have to remember, even though I'm not trust them, you also have to remember the other 2 4 hurdlers as well. That should be enough to take them to at least to the finals. If you have to rest Candice,
the one where reach the thing and the one where jump out their blocks like so much
we have enough to get to the 4x4 finals, so you can rest a Stephanie Ann McPherson and maybe a Candice McLeod. So because of that, you don't really need Tiffany James.
And bear in mind, Candice McLeod is the best friend of Jermaine's lover girl. Candice McLeod is the best friend of SJ.
Yes, that's true. Candice McLeod is Sherika Jackson's best friend.
Is the lover girl for Sherika Jackson. So
Hello.
I mean,
When it says taekwondo chase is a waste of time, you all know he's not in any good shape, so he's using style.
Johan has not been in good shape since 2016. That was it. That was it. And the reason why I said
taekwondo
2000,
for me. Go ahead.
the reason why I say that is, I think, like I said yesterday, Johan's mind is still in 2012, and his body is in 2021, and the two of them not just not deaf on this. And the two of them just not reach the same destination yet. Because I think he has yet to acknowledge that. Listen, this is what I want you and Blake to come out and say. I am not the same person I was before.
But I see.
And just admit it.
Accept that.
And just accept it.
That, oh, I did it before. I'm the second fastest of all time. I'm this and that.
My problem with Johan is him openly said, "Oh, all this time he was living in the shadow of Usain Bolt. Now Usain Bolt is gone. Are you still living in the shadow of Usain Bolt?"
Yeah.
No, but Blake not a shadow, no.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because Blake is non-existent. You see, when Oral Tracy says once Blake came to fruition in 2011, he should have left racers. I don't agree with a lot of what Oral Tracy says. But if I agree 100% with something, I hate that. You can't be training. You can't be the two fastest. You can't be the two fastest men of all time. You're literally going against each other. There's nobody in the league. And we're in the same camp. And we're a friend
and you saw that
body up
happen.
And
then you also saw it happening in MVP.
Right.
Because you had the two fastest women, and then the problem. But every time two people come, you have to. It can't be. It can't be.
You have to move.
You can't be coached by the same person. But racers is another case to itself.
But MVP always full of mix up. Like, no one understands.
Because MVP is a female camp.
Because
Mega is a beer woman the MVP.
The Bible said it flows from the head right down, and if the head himself is a problem, then it always a problem.
Yeah.
Listen, let us call it.
We're going to try to find a more diplomatic way to say this thing about.
Let us call a spade a spade.
No,
Melian come in, a go on well, then Khalees come in. That caused a rift. Remember why Ristanana left MVP, right? Melian left Khalees, then Genevieve come in. That caused something. You understand? Sharika Williams was there. Then Stephanie come. That caused a problem. With Christine there, she was there as well. And then eventually Sherika Jackson come, and that caused a problem between she and Stephanie. Sharon was there. Then Shelly come. Then Christania, Elaine come.
Because
remember Mountain Lion. Remember Mountain Lion end up stop run now under the bobsled. If you don't know who Mountain Lion is,
what? I'm left Jamaica and you have to tell me the code name. I don't understand.
All right. Mountain Lion, I can't remember her real name. What's her name again, Lataya? What did they country?
No mix me.
What's her name again? Actually run 100 meters.
But now call her name, Mountain Lion, no mix me.
Mountain Lion. Right? And we saw that rift that was continuing. Remember that?
Welcome.
Remember, Natasha also had to leave. So we've seen this. Christiania gonna foreign now. It happened with the hurdlers. Remember, Megan was there, and what the next one did there, and Megan I forgot this so because that they are gone. And when you have so many alpha women in a club,
yes,
the men can probably hold it together, like we saw with Johanna, Usain, and even Asafa with Nesta and Michael. The men can hold it together because at the end of the day, we just build differently that way. No disrespect to the females, me love them, but me talk about honesty. But so much alpha female can in one group.
But all of those names are not alpha female.
Somebody adventure guess who Mount Lion is. Looking at the chat.
Carrie Russell. Carrie Russell is Mountain Lion. Since you don't know what I call her name, Carrie Russell.
Yeah, what happened to she?
She's now a bobsled. She had a bobsled now. Come on, no one afraid to call the girl name. Would we call Carrie Mountain Lion from Shida High School? From before she got queen.
Empress, why you call me name? You say me now getting I mix up. Ask Verbian, Empress is saying, what if you're sure say I'm a mountain goat? Empress,
No, I'm out
Empress,
the lion. I'm out the lion.
Empress, you have
But
a name for yourself, right? Nice,
Welcome to
nice.
Collins Trivia and to Triangle Music. Welcome
Big up
to
yourself, college trivia, triangle music best up.
yeah, big up on yourself.
when I kill me up there.
Empress, I wanna start real out of business then, man.
So is
Do you
Steve
know how to
Francis
name it?
want to athletes against each other? You're thinking that.
I don't
Okay,
think
thank
it's
you, Jamfête. No, because I was about to say that we call that not all of them is alpha female. Because if you're going to refer to all of them as alpha female, then we need to go figure out what am I. Not all of them is alpha female.
Right.
It's just that him just always know how to fit and make the riff happens. And yes, females have them feelings and up in them feelings and things. Men do have their egos. It's just that the man them now go fully come out and show it like how the woman them show it.
no, but
that
even
is the
then,
difference.
you have to remember, you saying about decided to run a curve leg so that Asafa Paul could run anchor because even though he was the best anchor, men tend to know say the betterment of the team. Now, even though all of them weren't alpha females, Melaine, Khalees, Russell, Simpson, Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, Sherika Jackson, Sherika Williams, Stephanie and McPherson, these are all world medalists. These are they're not baby name in a track and field.
Big names.
I know baby name them that in a track and field. Now, if you have those women and all of them tend to run, you have 3 running this event, 4 over there, so 5 over there, so. No, really, truly, come on now. You are literally, remember, there was a point in time when it came to Jamaican women, when our trials line up, you know that somebody was fed and I got there. Because we were that loaded. And how do you train Melaine to beat Khalees and Khalees to beat Melaine and the 2 of them in the same camp?
Yeah.
You're turning me.
Remember,
you're turning me against my sister.
That's what we start out with the number. Say him have the 2 of them and him train one to beat the other. So him must run a problem.
Yeah, I'm running a problem. Because me now, if I am running and me and CDE are the 2 fastest men in the world and we in the same camp. And Coach Francis I said, CD, I saw you're gonna beat Jermaine because Jermaine have a wicked start. And then you're gonna say, Jermaine, you know what, me have to go work on your top end because CD top end better than yours.
There must be a risk. Strategy. You're giving away each other strategy.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think
it's
that's
not
the best in the athletes. Right?
Do you know what I call Steve Francis? A pimp. You have a bunch of women where you have sent out there to become world champion for make money for fatten your pocket. That is what it means. A pimp. Call that spade a shovel.
You can't diss up the honorable coach like that.
No, I have given my disclaimer all the time when I talk about them people. That Steve Francis is a genius, probably the greatest coach Jamaica has ever seen. But him is a pimp. Him send out 15 pretty girls out there and make the whole of them make money for him. That's what him doing.
I've heard that before.
Well, you don't have to hear it. You just have to look and see.
How do you have?
If you have eyes for track and field, you see that happening.
You have 2 of the 3 fastest women in the world in one camp, in one event. You have 3 of the fastest women in the world in the same camp doing the same event. You have another 2 fastest in the world doing the same event. And you send them out there for say, "Wanna come on, big money, and we're gonna make money, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna get my cut out at the end of the day." But all I know is you're a pimp.
Let me tell you what I do. You don't know nothing much. You just listen to the truth.
No, CD know all of this now. You can see it for them face.
Empress know better. Empress is get trouble.
Empress and me up your struggle because we don't know how
this much is true. I can tell you. And it was said earlier by that the athletes believe the word as gospel from them coach. Them coach say, "Go drink the water there, because it's good for you to make you run faster." Them go drink the water there. Them take everything from them coach as gospel.
That is true. But is it that they say that
it is evident in all the interviews them?
Is it that they say that to the media because that's just the thing to say? They say, it's what my coach is saying. I mean, they must have their input as well.
No. It goes back to
Jamaica.
because we check
Millie Walker.
the
I remember the big clash between Stephen Francis and Millie Walker because she wanted to do the sprint hurdles. He didn't want her to do it. And
so let me ask you a question, Jamfette. The only thing Melanie Walker was left to do was to break the world record, and she was on pace to do that. If I know I am going to put you, if I know when you go and do a meet, because you're an Olympic champion and a world champion and the second fastest woman in history, and I know you command big bucks, and that is your bread and butter. Also, my genius tells me you would easily be, because you haven't run the hurdles, the sprint hurdles in 5-6 years. My genius tells me this is your bread and butter. You are better at this. Plus, my business side tells me this is where you're going to eat food, and me are going to make money. Why would I want you to switch your event and take 2 more years to get to a place where you can earn the same money where you are
she has
now?
proved him right. She has proved him.
No, Melanie Walker hasn't proved him right.
Yes,
Melanie Walker left MVP.
Because she has struggled ever since.
Oh yes, she has proved him right. She proved him right. Yeah, that's true.
But just wait to hear the punchline. Just wait to hear the punchline.
Yeah, she proved him right. She proved him right.
She proved him right because she was obstinate, stubborn, wanted to do her sprint, and it didn't work out. The people never cuss your Jermaine. They say, what a disgrace with that unprofessional talk. Jermaine worked with the Tokyo division. Pinch me and tell me the timing of the races. Yeah. Jamfette only know general knowledge. You're really struggling. Tiffany, don't leave me alone. Empress said, Tiffany Nation, that's Jamfette thing. Poor general knowledge and country and capital. And not pack cover for
No, listen, let me say this to them, to some people. People don't like hear when I say this because we know that controversy.
Guys, views don't necessarily
I have said it before. My views are my views.
And nothing is wrong with that. Controversy sells.
But these are listen.
Stephen Francis is no saint. Nobody can sit here and pretend like Stephen Francis is a good man or a saint. All his
let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a pimp and Stephen Francis? Based on how he deals with his athletes. What is the difference?
Make the chat answer.
Yeah, but
make a certain person in the chat answer that question.
But all of them is in it for the money. Glenn Mills is no different.
No, but what has Glenn Mills done? Listen, Glenn Mills only had 2 athletes that made sense. Granted, he had also Warren Weir. But he never really beat them against each other that much. It was really just Usain and Johan. That's it. And Johan came later when Usain was already the boss. We are talking about some of these women are there at the same time in their prime.
Top of their game.
At the top of them game. You understand? So so call a spade a spade. What has Stephen Francis? I am not taking away from his genius as a coach. I am not taking away his ability to get no names, because let's be real, the only real name him really have when work with and bring them to an elite level was Sharon Simpson, Melanie Walker, Sherika Jackson. That was it. Those were people that we knew from school days, when tech and just keep them. The rest of them was no names. We would not discredit his.
We know that those persons would have transitioned anyway.
Right. So we're not discrediting Stephen Francis's genius as a coach, his ability to know his athletes, get them to the peak, win championships. No, we're not discredit that. But there is a business side about it. And Stephen Francis knows the business. The man drive a Benz for a reason. The man know the business. You understand?
But you can't expect him after having to make so much money to drive jalopy. Come on.
No, I'm not saying he should. What I'm saying is,
I am actually pleased that they have mastered that part of the game now. Because when people like Cuthbert and Oxy and stuff were running, they didn't master the marketing aspect of the game. So a lot of them don't know if anything.
Let me say this, Triangle. Come see a comment too. If me supposed to tell you some things what me know, well, probably have to take me off online. Then probably go ban me. Because there is a reason. There is a reason why there are certain members who left the club. There's a reason why Sherika is over at Paul Francis and not Stephen. There's a reason why Ristanana left MVP. There's a reason why Megan has to now be coached by Bridget. There is a reason why some athletes left the way they did. Stephen, like I said, we're giving him credit.
Yeah, because he's a dictator.
I can sum it up a little better for you. There's a reason why you can't say Bruce James is the CEO and that's it.
Exactly.
Fire!
I'll say no more.
We'll leave it there.
No more.
No,
How would they,
no more.
Jamfette, we're there, we're in at the streets. We know what going on for them club then. To be honest with you. There's a
where's the Paul Francis MVP days? They don't train the same place?
They're at the same place. They're at the same place.
German, make it clear. The club originally did not even belong to Stephen Francis. The club originally belongs to Paul Francis. Clear.
No. Okay, it was an idea. It was an idea.
Jamfette, you look surprised.
I rest my case.
All right, Jamfette, let me bring it out.
Hold on.
Stephen Francis is a genius.
Hold on. We have to be careful in the cars. We are called all people name now, and we are cast assertions and thing, and we don't want people to say Ray and Tay. So we know what we know. So better we just leave it at the
it's not the ownership of the club. I don't think that is any. It's not bringing anything disrepute.
Paul Francis, Stephen Francis, and Bruce James had an idea, and it has paid off. It is what it is. So it is now bringing MVP. The thing with MVP is that over the years, remember MVP really started with Bridget. That was what MVP was, and then you got Asafa coming, Michael Frater leaving, foreign. You see me? Asafa leaving foreign. Not Asafa, Michael Frater leaving foreign and coming and joining them. So we have to give them credit. They built it, and when they have now built it to a point where they initially was a Nike club. Puma decided to them going to spend money. So what they did was they split the club in two.
German.
It is still one MVP.
German. You start call international name people now. I bet you
German,
leave
I
it.
beseech you. German,
no, it's not a disrespect. This is public information. This is public information. That's why I'm careful. The club has been split into two. You have the Nike side over one side, which is the Nike athletes, and then you have the Puma athletes. Paul Francis is a Puma coach. That's why he has a certain set of athletes. Stephen Francis is a Nike coach. That's why he has a certain set of athletes. That's how it worked. Remember when Shelly was leaving, because her camp was sponsored by somebody else, the reason why she never left was really because of Nike. She had to work out some details with Nike, right? So this is public information. So them fix it up and whatever it may be. So that is why you will hear Sharika come out and say, remember, Paul Francis, I'm a coach, because Sharika is a Puma-sponsored athlete. Paul is a Puma-sponsored coach, and MVP, for the most part, is a Puma-sponsored club. No. But you do have Nike-sponsored athlete, and Stephen Francis is a Nike-sponsored coach. That's why he works with a certain set, and Paul works with a certain set. And that all I say CDE, we're not going into more details with that. Because the club has grown. There's also
so these athletes from the two sets, they don't interact?
No, they do. They do.
Okay.
But their regime
on a level.
Yeah, on a level.
Okay, so
right,
like
and there's also an MVP group that is based in Florida that has like the Janelle, what's your name? Yeah, that person there, Janelle.
Right.
And a couple of them. There's another group there. So the club has expanded. It is not just the little group, or would it say an MVP in 2007. It has really gotten bigger. And you have to remember as well, you have UTEC is different from MVP as well. Right. So they're different elements, but they kind of coexist. So it's the same thing with UE and racers. You have different levels of racers too.
And for persons in Jamaica, if you don't want to understand how the thing set up, watch a TVJ broadcast at the Olympics or any track event at all, where the panelists include Bruce James and them ask certain questions about certain athletes and watch the response. Then you get the full understanding of what's going on.
But if Bruce James is CEO, then which side
No, there's a difference because what he does is he deals really with the business affairs of MVP.
Him
That's
do
really
the
what
business.
he does. Him deal with the business. He makes sure say everything is what it's supposed to be. And he leaves Paul and Stephen and their crew to deal with the technical side of
which is
doing
part
that.
of the problem. Which is
I'll
part
try
of the
it.
problem.
I'll come and check. I'll check it out.
You understand?
I had done it, but I'll check it out.
Because
but they are
you can't have a CEO who can't have a talk and a second. Then you're going to have a breakdown, which is what is happening. So I'll say no more.
you see, and then you say me talk certain things. Yeah. CD, I go deeper than me, man. I don't want to bring up. I don't want to bring up that part that you know. But there are certain things that
them need to do them homework still.
Yeah. There are things that happens within these organizations that we have to understand that contributes to certain things. But we have spoken about many rifts that happen. And some of the rifts is not people when we talk about rift people, it is not saying that the athletes hate each other. We're not saying them hate each other. We're not even say some of them are not friends. Because some of them are friends. Sharon and Shelly are good friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of we're saying they hate each other. What we're saying is you're putting your best competition is right beside you. That's not healthy. Because you're turning friends into enemies. And to go back from being enemies to friends, it's going to always cut. Because when I'm on the track with you, I'm training to beat you because I know there's nobody else that's as good as I am than you.
Right.
You understand? So that competitive nature becomes a problem. So when a Johan Blake says he's living in the shadow of Bolt, it's not that him hate Bolt. Bolt is a good friend of his, but at the same time, how can I be the best when I'm training with the best and the best already has a jump on me? I know everything he's going to do.
That is always going to be in the back of the mind, you know.
Right.
And it's going to
I know
fester.
everything he's going to do.
Interesting what you said
He
about
knows everything I'm going to do.
Enemies, yeah.
You understand? What, remember in 2012 when Blake beat him at the national trials? All Usain Bolt had to do was go and study Blake. You know? And all we hear them say, Bolt train a day and Blake train at night and this and that and that and that. You are still in the same camp. Some information I go pass. I don't have to gauge anybody else but you. Because you are the only man that beat me and we work together. So what was you and Blake's strength? You and Blake have great tapping.
It wasn't the only. It wasn't limited to local athlete. There was a foreigner. It was DeGrasse. One of them was training in the same camp with Bolt at the time.
There were quite a few of them.
They were good friends.
Yeah, Bailey from Antigua.
Them couldn't beat him.
Zarnell Hughes. This, that, and these are all guys. These are all guys. This is why I have like for example, Camacho Queen and Kenny Harrison. Now, if you and I are in the same camp and you're the world record holder, who do you think I am going to gauge my race off of?
Right.
If I want to be the best, I have to beat you. And I see you every day, 5 days a week, for 4 hours a day. There is nothing that you're going to do that is going to surprise me. Because in my mind, I'm going to say to Coach, I want to win, but I realize that Kenny's start is better than mine. Give me an opportunity to work on my start. Right. Or I know that Kenny has a greater top end. I need to work. What do I need to do to beat my top end? There is no secret that can be hidden. You can't hide. You understand? So it becomes, when you have things like that, when the two greatest or the two best in the sport are in the same camp, the rivalry doesn't become just a camp, a thing where we go on the track. It literally becomes an obsession to some people.
But that is why I'm trying to say that maybe it's partly the coaches for blame for that, because then the athlete will go ask them a question there, and then the response that the coach give them is say, no, not yet, or something to that effect, and then right away that start fester in the athlete mind, and then good friend turn enemy.
All right, let me say this. How do you think Shelly must feel knowing for 6 years the person to dethrone her was right beside her? No, make a call it. Oh, you would have feel for no say the person who will take over from you.
AG Bond Jamaican, welcome to the live.
Big up AG Bond, not Tisha Boris.
Congrats. Empress, we're doing another ORC. You know, so when the Olympics start, we have to come out. So yeah, you're saying that.
How would you feel? How would you feel to know that the person who is not going. Remember, no, this person is not going to take over when I leave. You know, they're not training the person to take over when I leave. You know, they're training the person to dethrone me right now. And for 6 years, this person studied under me, and this was what the coach. That must mess with your psyche. May I tell you this? And I'm not saying that Shelly is affected mentally by it, but when she sits down and she retires and she goes, do you know the only person that has ever beaten me when I'm fit in a championship is somebody who trained with me for 6 years? How do you think she's supposed to feel about that? This person did not take over when I left. This person snatched the crown from me. And I was beside this person for 6 years. That for me is not good for the sport. You get what I'm saying? I am training.
Like the rivalry and the fact, if you have a club, you're gonna try to produce as many top athletes.
But here's what I'm saying.
If you can have the top 3 fastest.
But here's what I'm saying. I would prefer a club, and this is no disrespect to what MVP is doing. I love what they're doing, and we as Jamaicans have benefited from what they have done. Let us make sure we know this.
Let's say, when is the finals of the 200? I think it's tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. I'm going to go back through it. I'm going to go back through the routine, the schedule. But let me say this. I like what MVP
did it to Veronica as well.
No, but Sherry and Veronica never trained together.
They never trained together.
They never trained together.
They had an issue once with the relay.
No, that was a different.
That was different. Remember now, we're talking about we are working together. Put it this way, Jamfête. You in your job, and you're a supervisor, and you're the best at your job, and your supervisor bringing somebody to take over from you, not because you're getting a promotion. So it's not like say you're going to be promoted now to manager, and then you're using that person as an understudy. This person is going to take your job while you are still supervisor to be the next supervisor, and you're not getting a promotion. That's how it is. So when you look at something like that, as I said, respect to MVP and what they've done for Jamaica. We'll love what them do because we have benefited from it. From Bridget come all the way down to Ilian now. But I wouldn't have a problem if you had the best 100-meter runner, the best 200-meter runner, the best 400-meter runner, the best hurdler. Because why? You have produced the 4 best or the 5 best at 5 different events. So there is no rivalry there, but you are producing the best. Even if you have 2, it is all good. In an event, that is all good. But the fact is, you're literally training the best to be the best while they are the best.
Right.
You understand? That for me is where the issue is. And that it doesn't do well for Jamaican track and field, because what it does is it makes, all right, put it this way. Do any of you think that if Blake was in another camp, he would have been injured?
I highly doubt.
If Blake was somewhere else, Blake would not have been injured. And he wouldn't have, even if he got injured, he wouldn't force himself to come back the way he did. Because guess what? I am chasing the shadow of this person.
Right.
You understand? And this person, I see them every day. I know I have to be on the top of my game all day, every day. Now imagine Blake looking at a Usain Bolt and saying, this brother don't even train as hard as me. I still can't beat him.
What
do you think Blake are going to do? Put in more work. No. I'm going to believe I have to put in more work. And this is what happens. So when you produce, all right, let me show this. When Sherika dropped down to the 1 and 2, do you notice the moment she did that, Stephanie got better? And what was Stephanie's interview? I finally have focus on me. That's exactly what she said. She finally get the attention what she want. You don't think that was a shot? That come out her mouth in the interview, you know. Anybody can go online and can look it up. That came out of Sherika Jackson's mouth. Not Sherika Jackson, Stephanie McPherson. I finally get the attention I have been wanting for years. When did Sherika, when Stephanie stopped get the attention? 2015.
When what happened? When what happened?
When Sherika came onto the scene.
All right. People don't need to go do no homework.
So Jermaine, you just you reached 95 and you reached 100 now.
No, I'm still not say Sherika Gateway. Rather leave it
We
so.
know you want to say it, but you can't retract. You can't retract. It's all right.
But to be real and to be honest, we have to, like I said, we don't want nobody thinks that me a bash MVP for what they have done. We have, as Jamaicans, MVP changed track and field for Jamaica. It changed the outlook on track and field. It made people realize, listen, I can be the best and train at home. I don't have to go through the rigors of the NCAA. I can do this, and we can keep producing year in, year out. I don't think there's a year since 2000 and what was it, 5, that we have not gotten a medal, or 2003, that at least one medal that Jamaica has came from an MVP athlete. In 2008, most of the medals that we got came from MVP athletes. So we are never going to discredit what MVP has done.
I think at that time they were actually counting. Someone made a joke about it, that the amount of medals were MVP medals.
Right.
Someone did make a joke about it.
That 4x1 in that men in 2008 was MVP plus Usain Bolt, you know. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but also, and that is what gives him that leverage to feel as if he is God over who is supposed to have control of what happens and what take place.
But how do you tell someone who has had a formula that obviously has worked? How do you tell them to change in formula now?
Right.
Because guess what? We weren't hearing complaints until Melian said something. Until Melian spoke in 2012, nobody really knew what was going on. Nobody knew.
It always takes one.
Yeah,
right?
That's all of us just one.
Nobody knew what Nike was doing to nobody until Alice Felix said something.
Right? But that's it. Like, we have not really had that. Okay, so good.
Yeah,
but we've not really had. That never means I'm about to take off the screen still. But yeah, that's the schedule.
Sorry. No, but look, specific, bigger. All right, continue, Jerry.
Yeah, but remember, had it not been for that issue, many people would not have known about the issues that were happening even prior. Now, remember, MVP has been dominating Jamaican circuit from 2003, and it took 9 years before somebody said something. 9 years.
Jamfête, just remove the comment. Okay, you're blocking out the
Hey, the one good-looking person on the screen in my black out. I tell you. You understand?
And note, it's the same thing that goes for racers. Things that's been happening. Things that's been happening in Deso.
Yeah, but you see, it probably not come to the fore as much because they might manage it better.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the MVP is just passa. From
But you know when racers own started happening, for me,
it happened at all the clubs. It happened at all the clubs. Even the new one, what them call themselves?
Elite.
Race Techers, Elite or something like that.
You have Elite and Titan.
It happened at all of them. Something or the other happened at all of them. It's just how they manage it. You might not hear about it.
And not only that, let us call a spade a shovel. The reason why MVP is in such that big of a space is because they are producing the champions.
So they might get more eyes. More eyes.
So they might get more eyes. You understand? So they are producing the champions. They are producing. Remember when
because when eyes come on them still continue to produce.
Between 2000 and what was it, 2009 to 2013, racers got the same thing from the men's side because almost all of them they come from racers. In 2012, when we did the 1, 2, 3, and the 200, they were all racers athletes. All of them were racers athletes. Yeah. So you're going to get the attention because you are producing the champions.
Cheyenne just says it's called competition and it makes us better. Competition makes them better. We saw that with Usain and Asafa. And who wants to change the formula?
No, but Asaf and Usain were never in the same camp. And for me, truthfully, that was never a competition. The competition was Asaf, was Usain and Johan.
Asaf and never pick Usain. I think the point is that they're making is that the competition, even when it's in the same camp, it's good.
No, Asaf and Usain weren't in the same camp. One was MVP, one was racers. That everybody understood. Nobody had a problem with that. One day over there, so the next one day over there, so we are brethren, but we are trained to beat each other. The problem is, put it this way, and call it what it is, and we're going to use a general terminology or a general scenario. When me have to fight, me have to go out a road to fight somebody, is different from when I have to fight somebody in my own family.
Right.
You understand? When I have to fight someone who is in my own family, that's a different level. Yes, sometimes you want the competition in-house because you say, listen, if I'm the alpha dog in my house, then me know say me can beat anybody else out the road. But there comes a time when I have to leave the house. Me can't there so and you in your so. Two bull can't run in a one pen. Somebody have to leave. Because there's going to come a time when there's no the rivalry is going to turn into hatred. Remember that. If we are put against each other long enough, that competitive nature is going to turn into a hatred. It happens all the time.
Big up yourself, Badu Blocks.
You understand? So what I call it that. And we don't want people here thinking that, or especially when me talk, because me bold and me talk anything I want to say, okay? That's how it go. But I don't want people to think I am hating or fighting against MVP or I'm disrespecting MVP. I'm not saying that. I am literally calling out the situations that are happening. MVP has done more good for Jamaica than bad. 9 times more good than bad. We're not gonna say them haven't. But we also have to say there are things that have happened in MVP or in any other clubs, racers, elite. What the next one there? Where they don't have thing there? Huh?
Maurice what?
Maurice Club. Sprintec.
Sprintec.
There are things that have happened in all those clubs that we go, boy, maybe if them two they never did in the same club, it would have been better. Maybe if that wasn't the situation, it would have been better. And you've seen how it has affected the psyche of a lot of the athletes. When an athlete comes out and says, after being in a club for 10 years, comes out and says, listen, finally I'm getting the attention I want. You start to think, but this is a person who has medaled. This is a person who has been at the top of the game, Diamond League winner. And they're saying this. You get me, I say? It does. And you look at stuff like that. Or when you look at a situation where Shelly comes out and Shelly says, boy, this was the best decision I ever made. And she's running 1063 and running 21 seconds, which she's never done. And you go, oh, crap. It is obvious. These are things that we as the general public see. And yes, you can do a lot of things to hide it. And we know there are a lot of damage control that you can do. But we are not going to walk away and not think that, listen, this doesn't play a part. It does.
Triangle
like I said,
yeah, Jermaine, come, retract your statement for Triangle. Them want to know which one.
We respect you, but the statement you made earlier was out of context. I suppose that's the one with the pimp. Is it the pimp?
No, make him tell us which one.
Make him say which one.
Yeah, tell me which one. Because I'm guessing he's talking the one with a pimp.
No, we don't want to guess. We don't want to guess. We want to know which one.
That's true.
But you see, if you want to find out any information, still, you know, you just go to an athlete and ask them after a race, and they will tell you.
Yeah, once the right questions are asked.
That's when them brain is deprived of oxygen and think, and they try to catch them breath, so they will let go information.
Right.
Just ask them after the interview after a race run, and you will get info from them.
What are your bad ones?
Elaine herself, you know.
Queen.
Elaine herself gave away some information in the interview that she did.
Very much.
What did she say?
So what
people call her mental.
No. We're not talking mental.
But tell me about that mental statement. Is that they were saying that she didn't have the mentality to compete, or that she was mad?
She's not mentally stable to do it. Maybe they might call her a choker. They might call her a choker and stuff, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Before we go there,
her grandmother said the same thing. If you watch the thing with her grandmother watching the race, she mentioned of the same thing.
Hold on,
Jamfête, hold on.
That pin something there.
Yeah, when Triangle is talking about me saying he's a pimp, it is not a disrespectful.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor, right? It is not. I'm not saying he's going out and selling athletes and making them. No, it is a metaphor. That's why. And if you use it, I don't want it to sound like it's being. It's in jest, right, but it's also metaphorical. Basically, he's a farmer that milks the cow. It is said in jest and it is also said metaphorically. So it's not, I'm saying he's a pimp with that. No, it's just a metaphor that we're using. So people who are listening can understand, but also it is said in jest. Or if you understand how I talk, you know, say, me just will say certain things just for I like to make it sound away. But I'm not saying he's a pimp. I'm not saying he's a pimp where I'm gonna sell people for no. I'm just saying it's a good and by the way,
the methods though are
Or pimpish.
Are of that nature.
Or of that nature. And that is the reason why that's
But let us be real. He is creating. No, it is not his attitude, you know. I'm talking about what he's doing. He's creating the best set of female athletes in the world, sending them out there. They're making a ton load of money, and at the same time, they are winning well, and he himself earns from it. Think of it how you may. But that's the reality of the business. That's what it is. I would have done the same thing if I was Steve Francis. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. He is a genius. And remember, let me disclaim, I have said Steve Francis is a genius and the best coach that Jamaica has ever seen when it comes to the development and discovery of talent.
So what he's doing, if that's his job, then that's just the definition of what his job is, and therefore, because the definition of what his job is in line with the word, that's the reason why the word is used.
Right.
But not
and by
in
the
the
way,
context that it is in the other way that we're used to the word. But in the sports way, in the sports metaphor, that's what it is. Concluding.
Right.
We can use the same word with high school coaches as it relates to their athletes. So the word is used just to let you have an understanding of what it is. But it's not in the other context that the word is always used in the other way. But as it relates to this context and this job, that's what it is.
Excellent. Well said.
So I don't, and let me say this, by the way. I don't want people to be easily sensitive about certain things, because I know in Jamaica we love our athletes and it's not a disrespect to them. That's why I make sure I have my disclaimers before I speak. There is an essence of communication that sometimes you have to make it light. You understand? So in making it light, we will use terminologies that we know the everyday person understand, or we can, allow them to just relax and chill with and whatever and get it. And like I said, it's not a disrespect to Stephen Francis. It is a matter of.
Wow.
All right, leave it there, sir. Leave it there, sir.
All right, who wanted to touch on the mental issue of delay? What exactly is she referring to?
As CD was talking, Jamin was talking about being in the same camp and having the same person that you train with and stuff.
I will phone a speaker.
That must be Lataya.
Maybe I may come ahead. Right? So it works on your psyche. Those little things work on your psyche. Like, for example, we see as much as Shelley is tough and putting that tough skin out there now that she has lost to Elaine, it works on the psyche.
Right.
It works. So that is what she's saying.
Like she's going into the 200 now, almost already defeated.
Yeah,
I don't think she's defeated. I think Shelley has a chip on her shoulder, because defeat does one out of two things to you.
It's the way you choose
deflates you, right?
Is that break you or make you?
Right.
Thank you very much. And you see Shelley out there in the 200 with a mission. Like, granted, I don't have that she's going to beat Elaine, but you can see that fight in her face.
That is coming off of what they said about her,
Yeah.
That is coming off what they said about Shelley. They say she couldn't come back after the baby and she couldn't come back on top, and she proved everybody wrong.
Right, and that is why she also said in her interview, Shelley said in her interview, I hope you guys never mash up on the house now. So her mental, she's going, so with Elaine saying, people say, notice it's people saying, so yes, because they are in the media, they are on the socials, and they hear what we say about them, they see what we say about them, and so they take that onto themselves. You heard Usain Bolt said it, that, hey, a lot of people said that I couldn't do it and I wasn't training and where. The other day he did an interview with Yendi, and he said one of the most disrespectful and disgusting thing that hurt him up to now was when he heard someone who to his face said, yo, you're the best thing since sliced bread. And behind his back, he literally heard for himself a remark that the person's made about him. And it worked on his mental, it worked on his up here. So, and therefore, to him, he's trying to prove. You see that thing when you're trying to prove not just to yourself, but to the world and to people. It works on it. You saw Simone Biles.
All it takes is one negative comment.
One negative comment.
All right, let me say this. If anybody watches American football, and I'm deviating a little bit, there are people, or anybody watches sports on a whole, you will realize that the greatest athletes always have things that drive them. So if you watch The Last Dance, Michael Jordan would create things in his head out of simple conversations just to prove. You hear Tom Brady in his interviews says, listen, this person said, I was washed up. This person said, I can't do this. And there's nothing for... Elaine, in her mind, I think everybody on the face of the planet knows how great Elaine is. Nobody questions her greatness. Many of us have said her mental capacity, what has happened, because I was one of them who says the Achilles injury works as an excuse sometimes, but it doesn't work sometimes. And does she crumble when the competition gets there? Does she this? I have one to question her. I have been one that has questioned her mental fortitude. Not because I don't believe she's talented. I think she's the most talented sprinter I've ever seen. But because I said it the other day, Elaine is somebody I don't want to play poker with. Because you don't know if she hurt, if she fit, if she good, because her face don't change.
She has a poker face right through.
She has a poker face right through. And you look at her and you don't know if she's determined or she just can't bother. And then you see she run some races and you go, wow, this girl is unbeatable. And then tomorrow you see she run and you're like...
She finished like 5th in the finals and...
Yeah.
And it's almost as if it doesn't matter.
And what will hurt people like even me will be like seeing Elaine run 10-7 in a semi-final and come back in the finals and somebody runs 10:89 and win. And I'm like, Elaine just walked 10-7 2 hours ago, walking. You know? Mm-hmm. And these things play on your mind. It's like I tell people, when Shelly goes to a championship, you know exactly what you're going to get. When Bolt goes to a championship, you know exactly what you're going to get. Even Melanie, when Melanie... You know what you're going to get as well. Hello, I'm not calling
you have a right for your idea yourself.
You see me? When Melanie in her prime went to a championship, you knew. People forget 2011 when Melanie said she just tear off the tape off her leg, you know, because she said, I eat this, you know. And out of lane 8 get the silver. You go, there are some people you know what you're going to get from them. And there are another set where
she was advised against running that race, you know.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
And she said, this is not me. And she tear off the tape and said it's uncomfortable and she go out there and get her all and whatever. And we saw what happened. And then you have some people where today them look one way and then tomorrow them look unbeatable. And then the next day them go back into them shell. And then the next day them look this. And you're like, I can't put money on you.
But at the senior championship, people were thinking, I saw it even in track heads and other track groups, people were saying Elaine was going to finish 4th or 5th and 6th and then stuff.
So then things are
anybody who tell you Elaine, anybody who tell you Elaine, they're going to finish 5th and 6th, them not no sense. I tell you that.
Those persons were the persons who would not really following the thing, them just
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Listen, I said this and I said this out. A fit Elaine is unbeatable. Yeah. But the only person I think can beat her is Shelly because you know Shelly is going to fight. But if Elaine has the mentality to say, oh, this is it. We just saw it a while ago, 2 days ago. You ain't beating her.
That's what I said also. I said if Elaine gets an okay start, you ain't beating her.
Jamfête, trying to say must stay on the schedule now, please.
Oh, they want to see your face.
Don't it? Be a big tough bull there and one pretty girl and you have to put the little pretty girl.
So this much I can predict. As much as I don't really have a side where them is concerned, two of them are Jamaican, so anyone win are all right.
Mm.
The two of them are going to fight it out in the final.
No, we see that. That is quite obvious. We see
And I
that.
can tell you this, even though persons are pipping Elaine, if you go pop the record there, me I tell you this, you know. You see, Mommy Rocket, if she get in her frame of mind for go run, it's trouble.
Let me tell you my problem with Shelly.
But in the
Let me tell you my.
semifinals, it's gonna take a fast time to beat Elaine. Trust me.
Remember, that is my problem. I don't think Shelly.
going to
Listen,
take
if this was a 150, if this was a 150, but definitely I'm gonna say Shelly I gonna beat her because Shelly have blood in her eyes. But you see, that Shelly doesn't have that last 20.
Kick, yeah.
Forget Ilian. Listen,
All
Ilian just dragged 21.66. My God, man.
All right. So hold on. Me like play devil's advocate with certain things. So I want you to remember that Elaine has been referred to as the Asafa Powell.
No, I don't think
of the women.
You see, and the same thing the girl at talk about, you know.
Same thing that now I find disrespectful.
And that the girl at talk about, and that chat talk about, when people say about her.
That will fester. That will fester in our mind.
I don't think so.
If she don't get a good start or Shelly get a good start and she says she can't.
Elaine is known. Elaine is known to run down Shelly.
Exactly.
And this time around, hold on, Jermaine. This time around, she have more than reason. We used to cuss Elaine because every trials, Elaine run down Shelly.
Yeah.
And then when you come now, she shut up. But this time around, because she don't fester up the whole of them little word that she's a Safa Powell, or she choke all the time, she can't do this, she can't do that, she can't weigh, and she always have the excuses. All of the works are good. We can see that all of those words have played on her mind, and therefore she's not only trying you created a monster. She's not trying to prove herself, but she's now trying to prove to the whole world, not even the country, not even the small Jamaica, but the whole world that she can. If she die in the process, she not care. When you hear granny say, "Oh come man, you not this, not that." Everyone at that little house family there try to
have a family conference before she left.
Yeah, man. The prayer go on in a man.
Skin out in the name of Jesus.
I've been looking at cut up your foot.
At color look one down, tomato, you look under me, look under your shabba mama. Sorry, people.
I've been looking at Elaine's Instagram posts for a few weeks now. And it's the most deadly I've ever seen, man. Like the most determined.
Listen, she has blood in her eyes. Seen. I think she has blood in her eyes. And this is the issue why I say. This is why I say her training with Shelly for 7 years or 6 years worked in her advantage and worked to Shelly's disadvantage. Because she knows how to gauge Shelly a little bit too well. Like, she knows how to gauge her. Put it this way. How many persons were going to tell you that 100 meter that if Elaine gets out with Shelly, she's going to beat her?
No, and if Elaine, how many persons would have said, yo, Elaine, I'm going to get out with Shelly?
Right. Because she knew, Elaine knew in her mind.
The perfect race for Elaine, and the perfect race.
Elaine knew in her mind, I have a better top end than Shelly. Oh, she know that. Because you've been training with this girl for years.
And then
200 meter, what do you think she know? In a 200 meter, what do you think I got?
Let me just put it out there that I am totally comfortable with 1-2 in any order. Whoever get the 1-2, me all right.
No, so, let me say this. I had Shelly to. I had Shelly not to. Make Jamfette tell you. I did say Shelly I come 5th. Last night changed the whole of that for me.
So what are the? Me know 3 before. What did number 4 do? What was number 4?
No, I had Sharika, Elaine, Shawnee, and Gabby. Gabby look like a shell of Eugene.
All US look like shell.
Shawnee don't look like herself. And obviously Sharika is not there. But let me say this for the people who are listening. Kambunje in lane 2, Gabby in lane 3, Shelly in lane. This is the lane assignment. Shelly in lane 4. Mboma in lane 5. Talu in lane 6. Thompson Hira in lane 6, in lane 7. Masilingi in lane 8 and Miller Weaver in lane 9.
So who has the advantage?
Shelly has that advantage. No, let me say this.
Yeah, because Shelly will be
I am not going to say Shelly has that advantage.
Because
I think Elaine has that advantage. I think Elaine has that advantage having Shelly on the outside. Because Elaine is seeing, no, it's not because Elaine is seeing Weaver. Elaine knows that once I come off that curve.
Married. That's her name. Elaine Thompson Hira. Hira. The dash that between the times that the last day.
Right. If Elaine comes off that curve and don't see Shelly beside her, she knows she'll win that. That's an advantage. She just has to do what she did today. Run blind. Shelly has an advantage, yes, because she can gauge Thompson. But how much do you gauge Elaine and do you burn out yourself? Because when Shelly runs with speed distribution, if Shelly runs with speed distribution, that 200-meter silver medal is hers. If she runs going too hard,
look here.
Somebody else
for me, Shelly needs to come off that curve.
Let me say this.
No, Shelly's going to come off that curve.
I'm not saying
in the lead, but there's no way she's gonna hold.
No, not in the lead, but very relaxed.
Let me explain this to you. Try to remember, say it's a final. So there's nothing about gauge. You just go like a run, flat out run.
Yes, Badu.
No gauge, not in it. You just go there, put your foot on the gas, and when you stop after you pass the line. There's no gauging. Yeah.
I know Shelly's going to go out there play Catch Me If You Can, you know. I know that.
That's the only way she can.
She's going out there to play Catch Me If You Can.
But every time she play Catch Me If You Can, she loses.
No, not really. It has worked a couple times. No, but Elaine doesn't have to play that.
If Shelly play Catch Me If You Can, for me, Shelly need to let some in her reserve. Remember, Shelly tapping no sub weight. Let some in her reserve.
No, believe in reserve. You have to put everything.
No, man. Shelly's going to play Catch Me If You Can. She's going to go out and say, listen,
that's
go out there and you're going to try to beat me.
And Thompson and Vigo are going to pass her.
I don't have Thompson to pass her. I don't have Weebo to pass her. Sorry. I have Thompson to pass her. Weebo, because here's the thing. Weebo is running out of lane 9, but Weebo doesn't have a good start. Now, if Shelly comes out 20 meters in front of Weebo, and Elaine is 10 meters in front of Shelly or 2 meters in front of Shelly, Weebo got choke. Hello, Shelly going with
Weebo, but you got choke.
Yeah, she got choke.
Talu is in lane 5.
No, listen. Talu. Shelly's in lane.
All right, so hold on. Again. That's a good gauge. That's a good gauge again because Talu in a lane 5 and Shelly in a 4. Talu now go come up off of the gap.
Talu going play Catch Me If You Can too. But we know that's gonna work out.
So you know, so the race are gonna be between them two lanes right there. So. So that will be a problem. So if
Talu is in.
Talu in a 5.
Talu is in 6, and Thompson is in 4.
Thompson?
No, man. Shelly is in 4. Sorry.
Right.
Shelly is in 4. Talu is in 6. So in lane 2 you have Kambunji. Let me go back over it. In lane 2 you have Kambunji. Yeah. In lane 3, because they start from lane 2 to lane 9. In lane 3 you have Gabby Thomas. In lane 4 you have Shelly and Fraser Price. Lane 5 is Mboma. Lane 6 is Talu. Lane 7 is Elaine. Lane 8 is Masilingi. And lane 9 is Miller Weaver.
Shelly is in a good lane.
So Mboma have nothing to say that is?
No, I have Mboma for get third. I have her to get third.
But that's how be the devil's advocate. Mboma have nothing to say that is?
I have Mboma to get third, but she doesn't have a start. She's going to play catch up.
The man.
And I think she can pass everybody but the 2 in front of her.
We're still upset about it.
No, but this going back fire for the word that they
too much hormone for run the thing then, so.
You take her out of one longer distance and put her in a one well shorter distance?
No, because let me explain this to Latoya and CD. I said this yesterday.
No, it's not she alone.
Let me say this and explain this to those who are watching who don't understand why they gave her the 200 meter. Excessive testosterone in the female body doesn't make you faster, it makes you stronger. Right? So if you're not fast before, you're not gonna fast again. What it does is, if somebody's running a 400, it allows you to be stronger than everybody else. So when people are dead going down the home stretch, you still are maintained.
Right.
If you never fast before, you're not gonna fast again. But it gives you more strength. That's why when they did it with Castor, with Semenya, it made her run an even pace race. Because if you check most of Castor's race, it was like 56 and 56 or 57 and 57. She was more evenly paced because she's stronger.
To be fair,
but it don't make you faster.
Mboma have like a pace still.
No, that is it. Them probably never expect say Mboma did that fast.
So it kind of backfired but before you make that decision, you would have seen it.
No, you'd have seen her.
Badu, that can't be correct what you said a while ago. In so many ways that can be correct, as all the married women them I run fast.
Wanna forget what the married woman them? Shelly, Weaver, Ilian, you understand? And them Megan Tapper, Camacho Queen. A married woman them that you know? A married woman them that you know?
And them are
the thing
them again. Yeah,
legal. The single one them and not behind a door.
You're counting on Weaver for a medal?
She don't look like herself to me.
She just don't look. She don't look impressive to me.
She should turn it on to the door and
no, she didn't turn it up. She was facing Talu. A Talu Sharon against.
Look here,
Talu Sharon against.
What I meant is that she was in difficult.
Jamfête.
Jamfête, you have glasses?
Understand what I say from earlier.
In Jamfête, you have glasses?
This is why me say with a Talu in the race, it will go pull everybody best game because Talu I just come and just flat out run. She not hold nothing back.
You can't gauge how good Shawnee is based on running against Talu. That's not a good gauge. That's not a good gauge. Now, if she was running against Shelly or Sharika or Ilian, and you see them run against her and you see she ease and catch up them, then you could have said, but it's Talu, like, respect to Talu, love her.
Talu is a 10.
But a Talu, you understand?
But remember, we need to remember also, you know, that she have something to prove to, you know, because it's four times and still nothing. So
and this going to be the fifth time. This going to be the fifth time. This going to be the fifth race.
That's why she give her best. That's why she give her best.
She said for French so she not come number 4. So
no, she not come number 4.
No,
she come 5th.
6.
She not come number 4.
But no. I'm not telling a lie. I'm nervous for Shelly because I'm not. But we don't know.
I am not nervous, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not nervous.
I'm not worried about
this. This is the same Shelly that already has an Olympic silver medal in the 200, and it's better now than then. This is the same Shelly that's a world champion.
I'm still not worried about this 200 meter field. None at all.
Not worried. We get 2 medals. Okay. We get a goal and something else.
No, I want Ilian to win because she would have done what.
It boosts our confidence to another level.
Just
the big thing they will show again.
Nobody has ever done the double.
The double.
Just a record book.
That's why it's sacrificial.
Yeah. I want Ilian to listen. Everybody knows my favorite to have won this was Sharika, but Sharika is not there. Ilian for me is the girl that I go. Listen, this is their chance. Shelly is already in the history books. 4 100-meter medals, 2 winning back-to-back, a bronze and a silver. She has the most sprint medals ever. When it comes to 100. The most decorated short sprinter.
100 meter. 100.
Right. The most decorated 100 meter in the history of the world.
Do it the one way.
Right? 4 world titles and having 4 Olympic 100 meter medals, 4 world titles at the 100 meters. Her name as greatest of all time is there. my thing is, when Elaine, if I want Elaine to be right behind her.
Year, but of all time,
No, she is the greatest 100-meter runner of all time. You can't take that from her. When it comes to championships, she is the one. She is the person. But what will happen with Elaine is that the question now becomes, who is greater? And having two Jamaicans in that conversation for me is what makes it great. Because Shelley is in the history book. There's nothing that you're going to do that going to erase Shelley from being 1 or 2 in the history books. Nothing. But what happens is that Elaine winning the double-double, you move Elaine from probably number 4 and you put her and Shelley up there so now, and the debate becomes, well, how do you compare 4 100-meter titles versus only 2 Olympics? How do you start look for the nitty-gritty them now to start separate them? And that's what makes the debate interesting.
And then for me, Elaine has other times to come.
Right.
So
I don't believe Elaine will. Let me say this. I believe Elaine will medal in the next Olympics. At 32 though.
This would be Shelley's last Olympics, don't?
No, she has said it. This is her last. And next year would be her last. Next year is her last one. Right. So Elaine will.
We don't want to wait till World Championship. She's facing the 4 of them in a one race though. Sure.
With Shakari?
Yeah, sure.
But
that's also she does smoke no more weed.
You know that after next year when the season done next year and they realize that the Olympics is 2 years away, it might continue.
No, I don't think. No, I think Shelley. Listen, my thing about it is bow out gracefully. Don't be a saying, boy. Bow out when people can say. Bow out when people can say, listen, the only person have your ticket at Elaine. You get me? I say. But at the same time, even at your age and stage, only one person in the world can beat you. But listen, don't try to prolong it hoping that your body holds up for 3 years, because in 3 years' time, you're 37. Now, at 37 years old.
Shall I breathe before the next Olympics? Shall I breathe before the next Olympics? So now go. I've been done. Yeah, man. Baby number 2 back.
Ati was running her personal best.
May I call baby number 2 before the next Olympics?
Ati was running her PB at 36, but you have to remember, Ati is a different breed. Like, you have to just call a spade a spade. Ati is a different breed. You know what I'm saying? I think Ati know how for the nothing else but track and field. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't for her.
Yeah, that is like, there was nothing yet. You know, like how you can see Shelley being an ambassador for the sport and the media and probably go have a little TV show somewhere. Or she has that. I think Merlin was, listen, I'm going to run until I can't run anymore. And Merlin gave us till she was 50 odd. And she have nothing more left.
Like you see Karen come out of it and Karen a coach now. You know, so everybody.
You look at Shelley and you see there's more to it.
Commentate when it is that then give her an opportunity. Aileen Bailey a coach
and I think like Bolt, because remember, you know, we could have said that Bolt could have gone 2-3 more years now. We know that. But him just know say, yo, this was it for him. All he needed to do was chase history and get it. Now what Shelley might do is say, can I be the first person to win 5 100-meter gold medals and go next year and probably just focus on the 100 and say, oh, this is it.
Right.
You understand? Maybe, but just say it out there, maybe Elaine say next year I'm going to focus on the 200 alone, and then Shelley is that dominant and Shelley go in the 100 and bout with 5 world championship 100-meter gold, and Elaine with the 200.
And that's the problem now.
Even if she wants to be graceful and do that, I don't think her coach will allow that.
Yeah.
Because remember come next year, there's no sacrificial lamb. Sherry got to start be making the money. But you still have to, you just say so I forgot.
And unless one pop up out of the blue somewhere.
No, listen, Jamaica is always going to have a turnover.
Next year, we hope to see Kevona.
No, I'm not. I'm giving Kevona about 2 or 3 more years. But Brianna, yes. Brianna, yes. Ashanti Moore, maybe. Kemba Nelson, yes. So,
but let's say Kemba, I don't know what one for Ashanti.
But let me say this. We love Elaine, and we know Elaine probably going to be at the top of her game in 3 years. But based on the progression of a lot of these Jamaican, who know if Elaine even going to make Jamaica team 3 years from now? let's just say their projection that we have for them is going to go according to how we see it. We know things going to happen or whatever. Who is to tell you that Elaine is even going to make Jamaica team in 3 years?
Yeah, because Jamaican ladies are just always sprung out of nowhere.
Because remember this, unlike the men, the women tend to transition better for the most part.
Yeah.
But they have a target. Yeah, but they have a target. Like literally, you have a target. You understand? You knowing, like how everybody knew Shelly was a target, or before we knew VC was a target. They have a target in their own background. You understand? Them own backyard. Who is to say that in 3 years' time, Elaine is even one of the top 2 sprinters in Jamaica? I'm not saying she's not going to be, I'm just saying the way the talent pool is, you don't know what's going to happen. Because let's be real, Elaine, and I'm not calling this on anybody. Don't think I wish bad for anybody.
Yeah.
But Elaine is an Achilles tear away from ending her career.
Right.
Because I believe if that Achilles act up one more time, maybe you say that. If it gives you one more 2017 or 2018, that's for Elaine.
Curtains.
And that's the reason if she go close to that 200, you have to have somebody to replace her.
This is what I'm saying. There's a whole heap riding on this one title.
This one title.
Because if she win, and then she feel a little niggle after this, she can say, all right, I have what I need already, I get double so I can, all right, so can stop.
I think she would want to do what you're saying, Bolt, though. She missed it the last Olympics. I think she would want to do what you're saying, Bolt.
Yeah.
3 gold medals, maybe 3 Olympic records or world records. Well, it wouldn't be world record, but even though people have the 1061 as the unofficial world record, I think she would probably want to say, listen, I want to do what Usain Bolt did and what Shelley fell short of doing.
Right.
You understand? And even Veronica fell short of it in 2004. So, wouldn't know. Maybe she wants to do that for Jamaica. Shelley has had the World Championship triple. Maybe Elaine goes and say, I want the Olympic triple.
I want the Olympic triple. Because for me, if she get the Olympic triple, she's the goal.
Yeah, if she goes and she gets the Olympic triple, the conversation becomes...
That's in style, too.
Yeah, the competition.
I don't think she might not get the world record, but I'm looking for a 21.5.
Yeah, that's how you go? Me go further than that. Yes, I'm starting 21.4. I'm sorry.
You know what say is either the record or 5 100 meters of a second shy of it. That's how close we got to it.
21.4.
Me have 21.42. That is my card. 21.42. We can have this discussion tomorrow, but that's what me happen.
All right, we're going to wrap up now because it's almost time and we have to get some food. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you. What a debut.
I told you, I'm going to tell you I'm a second,
Listen, the people them say me nothing been a post about me. I forgot to co-host. We get really big then.
But guys, different is still, that 21-34 something there. We don't know when they're going to move still,
No, but let's be real. Let's just say tomorrow is nice.
Tomorrow should have to go after it.
Let us exactly. If there was
that's
ever a time
that's why I'm saying it should go. That's why I'm saying it should go after it and dead. That's why I'm saying the sacrificial lamb had to happen so that she can go after it, because after she go after it, a dead she go dead. And when she got dead, the Achilles, everything other start bother her. You understand what I'm saying? And therefore now the sacrificial.
We're not sure if she will try go after the record.
Listen, here's the thing. I think if she doesn't try to go after it and just goes to run, she's going to get it.
Yeah.
If she start think about it, it might cause more problems. But if she goes out there and says, I'm just going to... I'm just saying, if she just goes out and say, you'll never run...
Remember get nervous.
She'll go. And also, let us talk about conditions. Let's just say tomorrow morning, our time, in the night there, so you're going at the race and you realize a 1.2 or a 1.3 meter wind behind her.
Try remember that rain was falling this morning,
No, so
don't even touch the rain, people
things that have to come into the context too.
But
really that dash out this morning in the pool.
No, but hold on. Here's it. Both being the last.
Like a cooler, really type weather.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Tokyo is hot as is. if the rain falls on that track is very fast. Now, if the rain falls early and it dries enough, say by the time the 200 come around, you know,
then
a track that just get a little extra bounce, because the track not fast already, and you just get a little extra bounce.
Then you
never know what can go on.
And also, if rain is falling when that 200 is going to happen, Shelly have a problem because the rainfall in the outer lane 2, 3, and 4, 1 to 4 in the rainfall, not up here so.
Jamfête. Tiffany said we'll forget live tomorrow. We'll see what reaction.
I don't want to get the comments. I don't want to get no copyright.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, nobody can ask me to go live, and I don't. TVJ blocks the eye, so because me and girl will go live when them something I go and do up on live, like Facebook and all of these things. They block me from my Facebook and my YouTube channel. Block me till after the race done and everything. Me can't even post the video. Them just give me one little previews and me can post it. So I do something else.
Yeah, she post it on our WhatsApp status anyway.
WhatsApp status. Yeah, you can't. You can't. It's up a post. We post from WhatsApp status and me I zoom the thing. Zoom the thing.
I am a little bit too ghetto and macho when race are go on. Cause the words that come out of my mouth not really for regular people. You understand? If you go to church, you're not supposed to hear where I come out of my mouth when race are go on.
That's what win tomorrow.
I have it 1-2 with Mboma getting third, and I have Natalia Gould getting that silver medal. That's it. I'm looking for 3 medals tomorrow.
We will win medal, and I think Ian will win.
I have 2 medals you know about. Jamfête only know about 2 medals.
Natalia Gould, I go back. This is a chest I'm going. I go back. Natalia to take over.
Him go to the goal. Him go to Manchester for the goal, you know. Manchester.
Marielans.
So CD, what you say?
But don't say me happy with whoever win now. Let me get first and second. All right.
No man, you have to go better than that, man. You cost me too hard for left it there, so.
And I want something to get the silver in the 800.
So what you say you have Natalia for the silver?
Yeah, man, I'm not trying to forget this. And I go push. I hope for a goal. If she run the race and I want she run, which is stay outside and don't get boxing, then she can try. But I'm happy with the silver for she.
I'm happy with that medal from her. Silver for her, yeah. I'm happy with that. You should give me the goal.
So hold on. Oh, because me say silver now, everybody talk about silver. So suppose if you get the bronze.
A medal is a medal.
I did say I'm happy with a medal. If she get the goal, me drop a gun and roll. Silver come after, but I'm happy with a medal. I think it is her time to just step into her greatness, achieve it, take it, and just smile. Go right ahead and get it, because there's no other time in a thing. In a sports seater come no other time.
It would be nice. We get an 800-meter Olympic medal for Jamaica. The last time that was in the 70s or 60s? That was 60s. A long time. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So,
but
we're going 4 medal now.
But I call a 1-2 tomorrow. So no matter which order, I call a 1-2.
Alright.
No, I call my 1-2, Elaine and Shelly. I call the order because
I'm calling 1-3.
1-3?
1-2 for me.
So who has split? Who has split them, Jamfête?
Mr. Shani.
Mina we better depend no farm now.
If you man with him call.
Champion is always a champion, you know.
No, a diver will always be a diver.
A diver will always be a diver. Must have dive chef for dive last time.
Remember, you're not there, just diving way into the no matter with it.
Listen, Shani is not the Shani of old, and
yeah, but I'm just thinking, you still need the strength.
Because she's older now.
No, but believe it, but Shani is younger than Elaine and Shelly. Shani younger than Elaine and Shelly. Me just gonna say this. Shani that's why gold medal for the 400 meter. Who don't want to say it? Say. Me I say. She that's why 400 meter gold. I love the 200 alone. The way them girls there go, love the 200 alone.
But that's bad advice, error in judgment.
That's what I think, because I think with so many people missing and nobody listen, Shani at her best PB is 21.74. which I think 2 people in this race can run faster, and 2 people in this race already have run faster.
I've run faster, so
yes, and in the 400 meter, there's even if she's 80%, she's better than everybody else in the field. 70% she's better than everybody else in that field. Should that show a gold medal? I'm sorry. Being able to go back as when last time we had a back-to-back Olympic champion in the 400.
Jamfette, you really see Weber come in front of Talu? Really?
Yes, Sugar Beater.
Jamfette, you really see Weber come in front of Mbappe?
Mboma, she.
Mboma.
Oh,
You see, we have been looking at her like a boy, Mbappe.
I don't see it either.
Oh, I don't know. I hope Shelly get the silver again.
Listen,
we're not talking about Shelly getting whatever. We're talking about you saying you want it split.
Somebody has to come in between
we
them.
said yes, keep your split.
I think Weber will medal.
Keep it.
No, but
Jamfette. Keep your split.
You say she has to split it. Medaling is different because you can't say she can come third, but you say she has to split them.
Just after so many rounds of 100 and 200.
But Jamfette, them look so. Listen, you would have never known. So them just run 3 rounds, you know. The way them looking at them.
Jamfette, for me, for Weber legs being so. But that is why she shouldn't look so sluggish. That is the reason why she shouldn't look so sluggish.
But Jamfette, if she couldn't catch Talu, and Talu they are dead in the last 10. If she couldn't catch Talu, huh? Miller was trying.
No, Miller was.
Sluggish. You are telling me that Miller Weber want to run out of lane 9? You are telling me that Miller Weber want to run out of lane 9? Because it was either lane 9 or lane 8.
You said the lane no matter, and I said that.
No, I said it doesn't matter in the heats. Right. Because you're that much better than everybody else. Finals is a different thing.
Yeah. Finals is a different thing. I mean, if you're in the heat, you just want to move on to be qualifying.
Yeah.
You can lane again. Which you don't have control of which lane you get in the heat, right? So that's whatever. But we're not talking about the heat. We're talking about finals.
That is my problem. Because Mr. Shelley afraid and Mr. Miller have come strong.
No, you saw that once. You saw that in one race, and it was Shelley trying a race pattern that never worked. You think saying a month she not fix that?
And she have things to prove?
Worse with the chip. Regular Shelley.
What's her run now? With the chip on her shoulder?
Well, yeah, worse with the chip on her shoulder.
Settlement to all arguments tomorrow morning, people.
Yeah, man. Settlement. I'll be at work tomorrow, but I'll definitely log in if you're going tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I'm going live tomorrow, but
after
the coverage.
All right, no problem. You have to wait till we kind of get the
face. Tell us that she wanted to catch Talu. I don't think she would come out and want to spend no energy. But we know.
No, man, she wanted to prove a point.
We're going to know what kind of point she want to prove. Like when you want to split her. Use her as split in the middle.
Miller, we both need to put in the effort when Mr. Talu put in a round 1 and celebrate like she win the final. Miller, we both need to go do that.
So you know, Talu no chance at all.
No, I think she spent 1070, 1078, 1079, 1091. She burn out. Talu is listen. If she burn out from the 100, you gotta expect her for burn out now. She gotta burn out. And then remember, she has to go. She has to go out. She has to go out to get any semblance of getting a medal.
Yeah.
So Talu, I forgot out.
3 rounds at the 100 and 3 rounds at the 2 now are too much there.
It's a mash her. It mash her up. I tell you straight up, it's a mash her up.
But no, some people are going to left a gap after the race.
No, man, me. Let us see what happens. That's all I can say. Make us see what happens.
All right.
Let's see what happens tomorrow. But like I said, I have.
What time tomorrow?
Shelly to second.
Okay,
in the morning.
Shelly.
I have Shelly second, Elaine first, and I have Mboma.
No, I know.
Jamfette, you want too much, you know. You want too much.
I don't think that is.
No want a bronze, so I like to get a bronze, to be honest.
You want
just because you want to get over the hump there? Man, that's why I want to get a bronze, you know. You want to get over the home there. Hey, it's supposed to add, you know, a 4 championship. Chicago come 14 and 1 and everything, you know.
Terrible.
It's awful, man.
She doesn't come.
Me hear a very reputable analyst predicting that she can go 22-5 or something like that.
Utalu?
21-5.
Indian.
You mean 21-5?
I have Alien for 21-42. I have Alien 21-42. That's what me have her. In that range there.
Boy.
Jesus be a fence all around me every day.
The only 2% race can push her to that are Shelly and Talway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh my God.
To me. Tap it.
No, but Talway,
the only person that can push her to that is Shelly.
Come off of the curve in the league. You know that.
But Elaine, believe it or not, Elaine is an excellent curve runner. And I think she's going to go out.
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah,
leave the
finals is roughly about 13 hours away.
Definitely.
My phone don't set for alarm early enough, so I'm ready.
No, man, my phone alarm 5 o'clock. I'm in a free
My phone don't have alarm. My body just know. Since I have to wake up. Right next up.
Well, it's 12 o'clock in the day for me, so.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
Lucky you.
I shall go to sleep.
Right now, I'm going to watch this session. We're going to finish about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, there's another session that's going to start in the next 9 minutes. So we'll actually carry the people them till the session. So people like me, when you forget get food now.
Intermission break.
Intermission break.
So, yeah,
so
big up on yourself.
You let them know what time.
Alright.
Cool.
Big
up on yourself.
Big up.
Yeah.